Greetings, my fellow.
Greetings, everybody. Are you ready for the killing game to begin?
I was going to do Russian accents because I am dead.
Here.
Oh, thanks.
I don't think they heard me because I'm so far away from the mic.
Hold on, you test that.
Why am I supposed to test that?
Because I'm wearing headphones. Oh.
Hello. Oh.
Told you they can hear you. Anyway, let me continue on. So here's the notice. So this is like a warning, obviously. I mean, I think it's too late to do that, to put this on here. because the body discovery already appeared like last stream of Danganronpa, and you saw the body in the investigation stream part. So, you know. Anyway, so yeah, today we are going to do the trial, the first chapter trial. Let me just go to the game real quick. There we go. Disclaimer. This English fandom was officially approved by Lineage. We don't take any credits for the art and content found in this game. Oh. Cool. So this is approved by Lineage. Ow, my ears. Okay, so this time I hope it doesn't echo, because, I'm wearing headphones, so I'm hoping that the stream doesn't echo it. Let me just test it real quick. Hello? Oh, you can't hear the music at all. Hold on. Let me just change the... I didn't realize that you couldn't hear it. Hold on, now you can hear it. There we go. Oh my god, this one. Yay. Alright, I'm lowering the music. Oh wait, no, I should. Okay, I'm gonna fire my volume. I mean, okay, well, I want you to hear the voices and the music and stuff, but I'm guessing it's gonna be fine. I'll adjust it accordingly. Where'd the game go? What in the world? Alright. Alright, there we go. Let's go right in the game. Oh gosh, I'm hoping it's not that loud. Okay. Is there not any way to change it? Oh my god. Anyway, ignoring whatever happened there, I'm not exactly sure how to change the volume on this. You know what? You know, I'm just gonna lower the volume. Oh, I'm just gonna change the... Oh, we'll just start. Okay, here we go. Hopefully that's... I'll just lower the volume a bit. Yeah. Hopefully that works. Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the music's still pretty loud. Okay, hold on, let me just change let me like lower it a bit. Like maybe here. I want to hear the voices though. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3. I meant testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that sounds fine. Alright, let's go continue on to the stream. Alright, let's go check the bullets real quick so that I remember everything. So let's go voice this in Yuri Gagarin voice because he's dead, so you know. Alright. So let's actually increase the volume a bit. Alright. A file given to us by Monocro containing information on the victim. The victim is Yuri Kagarin. He was found on the first floor of the Yurihara bell tower. The bottom of his left calf has been penetrated by a hook, and there are markings caused by sharp wires all over his body. Additionally, there is deep stab wounds on his right calf. Besides its external wounds, his neck and spine are both broken, in addition to both of his kneecaps. The ultimate cause of death is shock from trauma and loss of blood. His body looks so brutally done, bro. Oh my god. Oh god, that makes me sick. Anyway. The hook that was found stabbed into Yuri's left calf. A long sturdy rope is attached to the other end. The culprit likely used the hook to immobilize Yuri and then used the rope to pull him up pull him up the tower. Oh Jesus. A huge stab mark in Yuri's right calf. His left calf was penetrated by the hook. But what could have caused the wound on his leg? I don't know. A sharp wire that's spread around Yuri's corpse. It's so sharp that it hurts your finger. I can't do it. Okay. If you even just hold it, it can be assumed that the markings and bruises on Yuri's body are due to this wire. As you ascend the tower, there are cut wires along the walls at various heights. The culprit probably set up the wires using stars, then pulled Yuri up the tower to cut him using them. But why spend the time setting up these wires if they were just going to drop him to his death? This spiral staircase connects the first floor of the bell tower to the top floor. The stairs are the only way to get to the top. Since the tower is quite tall, it takes at least 5 minutes to get to the top, no matter how fast they are. Whatever the culprit did, they were definitely on the top floor when they did it, so we can assume that they'll get up with the stairs. There is a mysterious mark on the bell at the top of the bell tower. Whatever the mark is from, it looks like it was scratched by something. I'm not sure how the scrape like that ended up in such a strange location. There were bottles. Empty and semi-filled bottles of liquor from last night. Looks like they were left behind by the group that stayed up until the end of the party yesterday. But it looks like some of them are filled with water. Why is it? Was it because someone wanted to have some water in between drinks? Or maybe a life vest. A life vest was found in a bush next to the entrance of the bell tower. Attached to it is a hook that looks a lot like that was stuck in Yuri's leg. It even has a rope tied to the end of it. Sorry, that was unbelievable. It even has got the rope tied to the end of it, but I doubt this life vest was used in the crime. Anesthetic solution was found stained in the area around Yuri's body. According to the Canada, it's a general anesthetic used for surgeries. The culprit probably used the solution to not Uria. Yep. Canada said this could be the scale syringe. This could be the scale syringe that went missing in the infirmary. Apparently, you can control the length and potency of the anesthetic by noting the scale. Since we found anesthesia around Yuri's body, there is a strong possibility that the culprit used this syringe to anesthetize Yuri. On the morning of the murder, Shinji waited for Hajime so the two of them could go jogging. While he was waiting, he saw Yoriko exit the monorail immediately after morning hours began. Why did Yoriko leave the ship as soon as the ship's door opened? Yoriko gave a recap of last night's events for those who were partied too hard. Just before nighttime, the remaining partygoers drunkenly made their way back to the monocruise. However, Yuri went off on his own to use the bathroom, but so he didn't go back with Yoriko. It's possible that it was during this time that the culprit targeted Yuri. Shobai saw Yoriko go into the bell tower with a rope. Could it be the same rope that was found by Yuri's body? Okay, that's all. Alright, so hopefully, you guys will enjoy me, trying to solve this thing. I mean, I already know most of what happened, but I know, I don't really know, like, most of the, I don't know, like, some of the details, so, yeah, that's good. Is everyone ready? This is it! Yes. Okay. Here we go. I get to hear their voices and I can adjust accordingly. After making sure everyone was in the elevator, we pushed on the button and the door shut. We felt the elevator begin to descend. Everyone is here. Look, vent. I figured you'd want to see this. Wow, look at them. Wow, their art has really improved this time. The elevator made a oh wait, this didn't exist in DRA. This illustration. It's always been the elevator with their. Oh my god! Someone needs to draw that. Oh my gosh, I'd want to draw, but I haven't, you know, had the motivation to draw a major thing. Oh, but I'd love to draw it just to have a chance to draw Ray in there. But also, I'm like, what would that look like? I wonder what all their poses would be. It'd be cool if someone drew it. Artists, take note. Alright. The elevator made a loud sound as it slowly but steadily descended. Normally, everyone would have been talking to each other, but the vibrations of the elevator seemed to make us all mute. It alerted us all to the last trial to come. The elevator's sound grew louder, almost as if to make fun of all of our fear. Thoughts that we may never see the light of day again crossed all of our minds. But we couldn't let that happen. Whoever killed Yuri wasn't going to get away with this. As everyone had their own thoughts of what may or may not happen, the elevator came to a screeching stop. Wow. Look at the trial ground.
What?
What is this place?
Hello there.
You finally arrived. Welcome to the most advanced facility of the Monocruise, the class trial room.
Oh,
Oh, I like what you've done with the place. Very impressive.
What?
This feels like an actual court or something.
very well.
I assume you're all ready. I also assume you all know there isn't any running from this. Let us begin.
Now.
Everyone, go to the stands with your names on them. Okay.
Very good.
Oh, like Yuri's dead now. Okay, anyway. Excellent. Your solemn expressions tell me you're all going to face this with the appropriate resolve. Now let us begin the first class trial of the Utsuroshima field trip of mutual killing. Yay, first trial! Okay. The class trial is finally starting and all our lives are on the line. If we win, we live and the blackened dies. If we lose, the blackened lives and we all die. In other words, no matter what happens, someone will face their death here. I can't let those thoughts cloud my vision. I need to focus on the class trial right now. Oh my god, it's scared. Yuri, the ultimate spaceman. He's no longer with us due to his brutal murder. He may have been uncooperative. He might have been a terrible person to men and women alike, but he was still our classmate. It's like Emma said, if this killing game hadn't happened, we would have all been such good friends. The culprit, the one who did this terrible thing to Yuri, is among us right now. Amogus. Just kidding. Oh my god! Look at this. They actually have this time. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, I saw someone do this already, like a sketch for the DRA characters. I've never seen this. It's so cool! Their art has definitely improved a lot. I love this. It looks so genuine. A trial of life and death. What? Shoba? Oh, Shinji? Oh, Shinji. Hajime's up there. A trial of life and death. A trial of truth and lies. A trial of trust and betrayal. Why do you protagonists like doing that? Wow. look at that. A trial of fact and oh look, Yuki, my boy, had his own, has his own you know. I want to see like Lineage do this with the DRA cast in the elevator and this. Trial of fact and fiction. A trial of pleas and excuses. A trial of friends and foes. Oh my god, Yuri. Jesus. A trial like no other. Wow, it looks so official, bruh. It looks amazing. The class trial. It looks so official. I love it. Would you like to save your progress? Yes. Thank you very much. Alright. Oh, I already checked all of this stuff. Alright, let's see. What exactly does this do? Ah! Wait. I need to see what it does. Can I, like, see? How do I... Oh, okay, here. Increases... I'm so stupid. I was born stupid, okay. Anyway. Increase maximum influence by 1. Enable saving after each... Oh, well, I kinda need this. What happens if I equip all of them? Like, does it lose anything? Do I lose anything if I equip them? What is there to lose to equip the skills? Skill points? Oh. I have 23, I think? I don't know. Can you look here? So what if I equip both of them?
You can. I think they're already equipped.
Huh? They are?
Try. Yeah.
Yeah, I pressed it a while ago.
You have like wasted 4 skills. But
Yeah.
you've not
So should I equip them?
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, anyway, I've never used skills in Trials before, so let's use that, I guess. Use them. What else are you gonna use them for, right? Give me the chocolate, please. Yay, voices!
Firstly, allow me to briefly explain the rules of this class trial.
Okay.
The results of the class trial will be decided solely by your votes. If you manage to correctly
Wow.
identify the blackened, only they will receive punishment. But should you vote incorrectly, everyone except for the blackened will be punished, and they will be able to escape this field trip of mutual killing.
So it's begun. The class trial. One of the people here brutally murdered Yuri.
Well, first and foremost,
Wait a minute, Monocro. There's something I'd like to ask first.
oh, and what might that be?
Accomplices. Can there be accomplices in a case?
Oh my god, I gotta keep... okay, I gotta remember these voices.
Good question. Whether or not there are accomplices will be a huge factor in deciding the culprit.
I did her voice okay, I think.
A good question
simple.
indeed. I guess it wasn't specified in the rules. To be blunt, there can be accomplices.
Yeah.
What? So it's possible?
I think I got a good grasp on Yuki's voice, but I still gotta improve my Yuki voice. Yeah. I gotta do it, what's the name of the voice actor again? Crap, I forgot. Anyway, I'll remember it like halfway through the trial, maybe.
But in theory, only one person gets to actually leave the island anyway.
Oh.
Of course. The rules even say that only the first murder counts if more should occur. In other words, without any reward, an accomplice is no more than another tool for the culprit.
They'd gain nothing from assisting the culprit, after all. Even if they succeeded, they'd be unable to escape the island alongside the Blackened. More importantly, they'd still face the same execution as the rest of us.
He's got that right.
Wait, what's that?
Oh, that. You don't need to concern yourself with it. It would have been Yuri Kagorin's seat, but
Gagarin?
it's rather sad to just leave a blank space there.
Okay.
That's an awful sense of humor you've got there.
Wait, something's off about this. What's that empty seat over there? Whose is it?
It's exactly what it looks like, an empty seat.
But you said
There's
it looks
no need to concern
depressing if
yourself
there's
with
an
that
empty
either.
seat. Okay.
You're very interested in the petty details, aren't you?
Yeah.
Questions are fine, but shouldn't you be discussing the murder first?
Okay.
Right. This place is extremely unpleasant. I'd like to leave as soon as possible.
Okay, so I can do Sora's voice better as well. Okay.
It might be the last place you ever see if we don't figure out who the culprit is.
Sure.
Such terrible things!
Iroha, I don't even want to try. I mean, her voice is you know, like, it's high, and I do her voice high, but I can't do that, like, head voice, like the head voice high, like, in terms of speaking. Like, I can do it when I'm singing, but not when I'm speaking, which is weird. It's like the same exact, I mean, it's not the same exact name, but you know what I mean.
Wait, all of you. Do you mind if I say something before we begin?
Huh? What is a Kokoro?
I know who the culprit is.
You do?
What?
What the heck?
Are you serious?
Who is it? Who's the culprit?
I know who the culprit is, and I know exactly how they did it. So I'll give them the chance to speak. Hold yourself up now. Perhaps then I may understand that you regret your actions.
Oh gosh.
You'll be found out anyway, and it's better to confess rather than have it dragged out of you. Nobody's confessing.
I mean, why would they?
Obviously. What kind of idiot would tell the truth? They'd be sentencing themselves to death.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll do this the hard way.
So who's the culprit, Coco?
I can't tell you that right now.
What? Why are you screwing around? Just tell us. We don't know who it is, so just tell us so we can get this over with.
Like Sosie said, I don't want to be here any longer than I have to be.
Oh man, so that's her voice. Okay. I need to figure that out.
Would you be able to comprehend it? Even if I did tell you, I would be lucky to be believed. I sense that a few of you are suspecting me already.
Aha. Your powers of observation are truly outstanding.
This is a class trial. All of our lives are on the line here. We need to find a conclusion that everyone finds acceptable, so that there is no doubt who the culprit is when we all cast our votes.
It's actually lower than I thought. I mean deeper? Not deeper, but it's not like... No, but it's like, yeah, it's more deep than I thought. Like, when I did her voice, like, during the investigation, daily life and, you know, deadly life, I made her voice a bit, like, breathier, but not like breathier, but like, I don't know, like, it is breathy, but it's not, but, like, I made, like, a pitched breath, if you know what I mean, like, it's not the, that's, and this is the voice that, I already did good with Kokoro's, like, my impression of Kokoro, because, you know, I've never, like, despite, like, I mean, I've heard their introductions, like, videos, like, I watched it, like, more than once, so, I got their voices before this, but it was, like, I don't know, several weeks before, like, while we were playing DRA is when I first listened to their introductions, so I knew their voices and I knew their names, but I don't have like quite a grasp on their voices. So when I first played SDRA 2, I just from memory I did impressions of their voices, and I hope it sounded okay, but I can definitely improve it. I can definitely improve my impressions of them by listening to this.
Figure it out for yourselves as much as you can. I'll help you if you get stuck.
This is totally suspicious.
Hey, Biggie, don't dismiss her when we haven't even started yet.
What? What's with that condescending attitude, huh? Do you think I'm an idiot?
Oh, sis, your mood's back up again.
Duh, of course. I don't want to sit around moping forever.
I think I do have like a general sense of her voice, like especially when she's mad, Hibiki, but I still need to improve that. Like I don't know when she goes high pitched, like because her voice is high pitched, but because like during her introduction, her voice is like high pitched, and I tried to do that when I was voicing her, but then I lose that voice. But you know what? I have like a few chapters. It's fine. I mean. Yeah, I have after this trial and this next chapter to figure it out, so yeah, we'll see.
I'm really scared, but I'll do whatever it takes to stay alive.
I see. That's good, sis.
Back to sis.
Let's get started then.
Wait a moment. May I say something as well?
What is it now?
I imagine that some of you may suspect me simply because I'm the mastermind. Your opinions on me as a person are inconsequential, but please, for all of our sakes, treat me as just another student during the class trial. We would all die if we reached the wrong conclusion, after all. I don't want to die either, you know?
You literally said you're willing to kill and be killed, so that's a lie.
That's exactly what the real culprit would say!
Oh, come now. This is a prime example of what you should not do.
Oh my god.
Shinji, I'm sorry, but he's right. If Mikado wanted to act as the mastermind, he had plenty of opportunities to do so before. Everyone here is a suspect, including Mikado and I. The purpose of this discussion is to narrow down that list.
I
Slay.
see. I understand.
Slay Sora.
I'll try my best.
But don't actually slay Sora, but just, you know, like, slay queen?
So, can we start now?
Where should we begin? If you're confused, try starting with what we know happened in this case.
Do your best. My life's on the line too.
Then why don't you help out? We should probably We should probably start with what we know about the case. That's what she said, bruh. I need to try my best. Everyone's lives depend on it. The minute you not so nah, I don't want to listen to it. Maybe it's you know what? Fine, let's hear it. Okay, I think it's the same thing. Dang it. Okay. Ooh, yikes. Okay. Okay, so shift to select the desired treatment. When does the right So you can skip. Ah, that's useful. Okay, so shift is to chain it. Ah. Oh, sorry, I think I should be reading. So you won't be able to aim probably if you're using an arrow key. You won't be able to if you're pressing an arrow key while securing your aim on a waypoint. So please release any held arrow keys before firing a bullet, obvious. You can also press S to squint and A to view a list of all truth bullets. Oh, there, that's useful now. Thank you, because the RA didn't have that. We couldn't check the freaking bullets. Wow, they really amped it up this game. I love it. Oh, it's just the monochrome. Monochrome file. Sorry.
To begin, Riri died at 7:30
No, he
in the
didn't.
morning.
What do you mean?
30 minutes after the morning announcements.
Is it true that Sora and Yuki were together at the scene of the crime?
Yes.
Yes, Yuri contacted me. After I woke up this morning. When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower.
I love his face, bro.
I saw Yuri hanging from a rope, badly injured. And before I could do anything, he was dragged up. His corpse fell to the ground moments later.
Yikes.
There were so many cuts on Yuri's body. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
Oh, it's wrong. Okay, whoops. Sorry. I think I sorry. I keep just coming. I always jump to conclusions. Sorry, I should read all of the things. But that's the last line. It doesn't sound right. I should concentrate and think. The monochrome file contained information about Yuri's body. I should go over what was written on the file one more time.
Shoot!
Oof.
To begin, Riri died 30 minutes.
Is it true?
Yes.
Skip
When
over.
I saw the message asking for help,
Oh crap!
I
Wait, what was
immediately
that?
ran to
Crap.
the bell tower. I saw you, and before I could...
There was. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
But it isn't a sharp object. So it's Yuki's.
Is it true?
When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower.
But it doesn't make any sense.
I saw
he did.
Yuri.
Oh,
And before I...
There was. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
is it not this? Okay, I'm so confused. Okay, hold on. Is it really Yuri?
30 minutes.
Is it true?
Yes, Yuri contacted me.
Maybe it's
After I woke up this morning.
no. Then what the heck is it? Hold on.
To begin,
Yikes.
Riri died at 7:30 in the morning.
I only have the monochrome.
30 minutes
file.
after
Did
the
he
morning
only...
announcements.
Wait. Yay. Did he not die at 7:30 a.m.? Is it not the last statement that I'm so confused. This is the only file that they gave us.
Is it true that Sora and Yuki were together at the scene of the crime?
Yes, Yuri contacted me. After I woke up this morning. When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower.
Why would
I saw Yuri hanging from a rope, badly injured. And before I could do anything, he was dragged up. His corpse fell to the ground moments later.
There were so many cuts on Yuri's body. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
Is it not that? But then, what is it then? What else could it be? I already tried both statements.
Shoot!
Oh, but I didn't try
To begin,
this.
Riri died at 7:30 in
What the heck is it then?
Shoot! To begin, Riri died at 7:30 in the morning. 30 minutes after the morning.
Is it true that Sora and Yuki were together at the scene of the crime?
Yes, Yuri contacted me. When I saw the message asking for help, I immediately ran to the bell tower. I saw Yuri hanging from a rope. And before I could...
There were so many cuts on Yuri's body. Could the murder weapon be a sharp object?
No, that's wrong!
What? Was I hitting the white stuff or something? 16. I don't understand. How? That was the first one I hit and it... What? I hit it like 3 times and it said I was wrong. And then it's actually correct. I'm so confused. This game's playing with me, bro. Oh yeah, I can save here. Yeah.
No, Iroha. Yuri couldn't have been killed by a sharp object.
All the voices you hear is by me. Just kidding. I'm joking. It's a lie. The credits to all the voice actors. They did amazing for all these characters, by the way. Just want to send a heart.
If you check the Monaco file, it says that the cause of death was blunt force trauma. In other words, Yuri's death was likely caused by his fall.
Oh, I see. There were so many cuts on his body that I overlooked that.
I literally put the statement on you like multiple times.
Then what are those cuts from?
The cuts are probably a result of that object. And that object is the wires.
Got it!
Wow.
His injuries were caused by the sharp wires.
Wires?
Did you see all the wires strung in between the empty space in the middle of the spiral staircase? Yuri was dragged up by a rope, and was cut by the wires as he fell to the ground.
Oh.
He fell very quickly, which is why the wounds are so thin and yet so numerous.
Oh, so that's why the cuts were there.
Yikes.
You never even checked the monochrome file? I can't believe you call that an investigation.
I'm sorry. Hey, it was an honest mistake. Don't pick on her.
An honest mistake? It's rich of you to say that when we could all die from it. I can't leave my life up to you all if you keep acting like idiots.
Leave your life up to us.
Everyone's lives depend on the outcome of this trial, not just mine, yeah? If the rest of you work hard to find out the culprit, I don't have to waste my own energy.
What? You're basically saying that you're going to leech off of us?
I will intervene if I have to, but I'm not a fan of inefficiency. You're working to save your own hides, so isn't this a favorable outcome for us all?
You degenerate ruffian! Have you never even heard of the concept of cooperation with someone?
Now, everyone. We won't accomplish anything if we let ourselves be distracted by people such as Mr. Hashimoto. Let's carry on with deliberations, shall we?
But if the culprit wanted to kill Yuri by dropping him, why did they go through the trouble of installing all of those wires?
I don't know how to voice Emma without that, she doesn't exactly have like a thick British accent. I don't do a thick British accent. I try not to because I know that she doesn't have a thick British accent, but she has a slight British accent. And yeah, but yeah, I'll just keep in mind all these voices. Tell me how I do with the voices in the future. Anyway.
I'm not sure. I think we'll have to talk about it a little more.
Alright, so could everyone tell me what they were doing at the time of Riri's death?
Like I said, Sora and I saw Yuri's death with our own eyes. We were together, so does that count as our alibi?
Perfectly.
I was alone in my room.
Do I have to tell you? I was just wandering around the place.
Mr. Kagurine died around 7:30 a.m., so everyone besides Mr. Maeda, Miss Sora, Miss Mitsume...
Bruh, Mikado pronounces it Maeda. Mikado pronounces it Maeda. Suffering. I don't know. Yuki or Mikado. And then whichever she says is the wrong one. Oh gosh.
And Mr. Hashimoto must have been in the dining hall.
No, Yoriko wasn't there.
Yuko, where were you and what were you doing at the time?
I was also at the bell tower. I met Yuki and Sora there.
The bell tower? But that's the scene of the crime, isn't it? If Sora and Yuki were there because of the message, Yoriko, what were you doing there?
Okay, I just wanted to listen to the audio of the stream. Alright.
What was I doing?
Kanade, just in case it comes up later, Yoriko technically witnessed Yuri's death with us. You heard the body discovery announcement, right? It's only announced when 3 or more people find the body. Sora and I saw it first, and Yoriko a little while after.
Hold on, Mr. Maeda. You claim that Mr. Kagurine was hoisted by a rope?
Kagurine. I wish people gave each other how they pronounce their characters' names because it's so confusing with so many different pronunciations of one single name. You know, like in Genshin. Like, they pronounce Liyue with in so many different variations, like you don't know what the actual pronunciation is. I'm guessing they're all correct in Genshin's eyes, but I just want one pronunciation to go for. So, you know, it's kind of distressing. I'm joking. No, but I mean, you know, I just want an official, like, pronunciation. How does the creator, you know, like, pronounce it or something?
What? Yeah?
Then it stands to reason that the two of you witnessed the culprit, no?
Really?
If the Blackened dragged Mr. Kagurine with a rope up to the top of the bell tower, our two witnesses would have immediately followed afterwards in pursuit.
I see. Because the only way down from the top of the tower is down the spiral staircase. Whether the culprit went down or Sora and Yuki went up, they would definitely bump into each other at some point somehow.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We did get to the top of the bell tower, but Yoriko was the only one up there.
Wait, that wasn't Emma's sprite a while ago? Never mind.
That means Yoriko's the culprit.
Oh god.
What? Isn't it obvious? Like Emma said, the only way to climb up the tower is by using the stairs. And if you were there, you don't have a good excuse like Yuki and Sora, and you've been looking worried from the start. It's clear to everyone that Yoriko's the culprit. Don't you think so, sister?
Huh? But, Kanade, we just said that Ruko's a witness.
Sis, please just think for a moment. Yoriko doesn't have an alibi, and she has no reason to be in the bell tower if she's not related to the case.
I guess. When you put it that way, Ruko does sound pretty suspicious.
Hey now, who are you calling suspicious?
Okay then, Yuko. Can you tell us why you were at the bell tower? You and Rara just told us that they were there because they got a message from Riri. Tell us why you were there, then we won't have a reason to doubt you.
I don't know. I don't know why I was there.
What? Are you kidding me right now?
Oh gosh.
Yoriko's situation sounds kind of complicated. I thought she was the culprit at first too, but after I heard her testimony, I'm not so sure that's right.
Sorry, I'm just gonna drink a water real quick.
Yoriko, calm down and tell us your side of the story.
As I expected, it looks like everyone's suspicious of Yoriko. We need to discuss this some more to find out if she's really the culprit or not. Nice, another start. I mean, sorry, what? Debates, another start. Something like that. Alright, so...
I went outside as soon as the
Wait, what's
Monocruise's
the
door
Shinji's
opened.
again? Hold on, give me a second. Let's look at it. So it was Shinji's, right? Excuse me. On the morning of the murder, Shinji... sorry, burping after drinking water, bro. Okay. On the morning of the murder, Shinji waited for Hajime so the two of them could go jogging. While he was waiting, he saw Yoriko exit the monocruise immediately after the morning hours began. Why did Yoriko leave the ship as soon as the ship's door opened?
So I could start my morning investigation before breakfast began. Then someone attacked me from behind, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was at the top of the bell tower next to Sora and Yuki. Do you have any proof? For example, someone who saw you leave early. What? No, nobody saw me.
No, that's wrong!
Boom, shakalaka. Yay! Okay, I can save here and resume. That is very helpful. So, like, in case the game crashes
There
or
was
something.
someone who saw Yoriko leave early this morning. Shinji, you said you saw her, right?
Oh, me? Well, yeah, I definitely saw Yoriko leaving early this morning.
Yoriko, God.
You guys sure do get up early, don't you? What were you guys doing?
Hajime and I go jogging every morning, you know? I woke up early, so I was waiting for him in the hallway. Hajime was late because he had to use the bathroom. And I saw Yoriko leaving as soon as the monocruise door opened up.
It's like I said, I'm not lying.
However, while we've proven that you left the ship early, can we really be certain that it was for the sake of investigation?
True.
What?
Doesn't that just make you even more suspicious? The murder did happen this morning, after all. And the culprit who killed Mr. Kagurine definitely wasn't in the monocruise this morning.
That's true, but...
So, does that mean Yoriko really is the culprit?
Wait a minute.
Why is everyone accusing me when I haven't done anything? I told you, I don't know how or why I was there. I lost consciousness right after I left.
Assuming what Yoriko says is the truth, the culprit attacked her and moved her to the bell tower to pin the blame on her?
But then there's no explanation for how Yuri was pulled to the top.
Maybe the culprit was hiding somewhere at the top of the tower?
No, we looked around for a bit, but it's an exposed area with almost no furniture around. It would be very difficult for someone to hide themselves up there.
If Yoriko can't explain herself, we have no choice but to assume she's the culprit.
I think I was a bit off with Kanata and Hibiki, definitely.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not true. I'm not.
Don't jump to conclusions. Yoriko isn't lying.
Coco.
Listen to her voice. She's telling the truth.
I know you're a psychologist, Koro, but how can you be so sure?
So many nicknames.
The method you're using to deduce Yoriko's alleged culpability is far too short-sighted. Look at the bigger picture instead of focusing solely on her.
True.
Such as why Yuri was killed, perhaps.
Why was Yuri killed?
Speaking of which, didn't Yuri lock himself in his room after telling the girls to kill him?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be awfully difficult to drag that guy out of his room.
Hardly. If he was serious, a girl would only need to knock, and Yuri would open his door.
Are you saying that the culprit is a girl? So, like, doesn't it all point to Ruko anyway?
I'm telling you, it's not me.
Wait, everyone. If the culprit were a man, wouldn't that make the crime that much more ingenious? The obvious answer would be that the culprit is a woman, but if it was a man, they would be able to exclude themselves from the list of suspects for that reason.
But Yuri's the kind of guy who hates even being spoken to by another guy.
As long as Yuri had locked himself in his room, a man would have never been able to lure him out.
Huh? Oops, sorry. According to what Emma just said, a man could have been the culprit if Yuri hadn't been inside his room. Yuri locked himself inside his room for 2 days, and he left it for a single occasion. That occasion was... what? Okay, sure. I don't know what... Okay. Oh. You'll first be shown the positions of the words, which are important to remember. Find and match the same letters in order to spell out the answer. The letters should be answered in the order of the blank spaces in the lower left corner. In Hangman's flashback, you have to try and catch a thought that passes through your mind in a flash. Get it? Ah, I see. When the game starts, the keyword will appear in the lower left corner with some of its letters left blank. A set of cards will also appear in the middle of the screen. The cards will initially be shown for about 5 seconds, during which you can memorize the letters and arrangement. Next, you must fill in the blanks of the keyword reading from left to right. Try to recall the letter that would fit the leftmost blank first, and select the card that you think holds that letter. After choosing your initial card, select another card that letter matches the letter of your first choice. If you manage to match a pair correctly and their mutual letter correctly fills the blank, the space will be filled and you can move on to the next blank. You will receive a penalty. What the heck is it? You will receive a penalty to your score, and you'll take damage if your letter is incorrect or the cards don't match. The lower right corner will display the time limit. If the timer reaches 0, you will receive a penalty to your points and your focus gauge will take damage. If you're concerned that this game is too difficult, don't worry. The cards will all be shown again briefly if you run out of time. So try to use these resets as guidance for all subsequent attempts. Like the non-stop debate, your influence gauge will be damaged and the game will start over if your focus gauge runs out completely. Okay. Yay, first Hangman's flashback. So, all I need is A and Y. And Y is over here, right? Yay!
I see.
I see! Wow. voice is amazing. Good job, voice actors. Love y'all. Fellow voice actor, Kushmer, hit me up. I'm joking. Although I would love to voice in a Danganronpa one day, just like this. Like, you know, perhaps, oh, right. Never mind. We'll see. We'll see what happens to my voice acting career, who knows.
The party last night.
Duh.
Yuri was at that party, wasn't he? Didn't he drink late into the night too?
Oh, yeah, he was there.
So then if someone attacked Yuri right after the party ended, it could have easily been a man.
Yes, that's true.
You're taking that into account now? Quick-witted bunch, aren't you?
You asshole! You're not even participating in the discussion!
What? Do you want me to help? That'll be a million crows. I'll figure this all out for you then.
Bruh.
Shut up, you Scrooge!
If Sora's right, a man really could have attacked Yuri. But that's no reason to rule out a girl as a culprit.
Of course. She said that the culprit could be a man, not that they couldn't be a woman. For a man like Mr. Kagurine, the idea of him giving up his life to a woman that approached him during the festivities is all too plausible.
Yeah, but I'm curious about something. The party was last night, right? Yuri died this morning. If the culprit attacked Yuri after the party, wouldn't that mean the culprit was inside the monocruise during nighttime? The monocruise doors lock after 10 p.m.
I don't know how to get grasp on Nikkei's voice. I know he has like a slight rasp in there. Not a rasp, but I don't know how to explain like how to describe voices, but he has this like he has his own like pitch that I can do, but I also can't. I don't know. But I am voicing Nikkei exclusively. Because
Yeah.
Nickel,
If the party was last
Nikkei.
night and the murder happened this morning, there's a huge gap of time missing between them.
So the question is, if a man really did attack Riri after the party, what was he doing until morning?
But didn't all the people who were drinking late into the night return to the monocruise before 10 p.m.?
That's, I can't really remember.
Probably. I was the only sober one there. Although, Yuri was late. He told me he'd be stopping by the bathroom.
I get it. That was when somebody kidnapped Rin then.
Rin.
No, that doesn't make sense, because the murder happened at the bell tower just after the morning announcement. The culprit would have been locked inside the monocruise. They wouldn't have had any time to prepare for the murder.
You're assuming things again.
Huh?
There's no rule that says you have to stay inside the monocruise during nighttime.
What? But the rules?
State that the monocruise doors close at 10 p.m. and that sleeping outside the dorms is not allowed. That's all. If the culprit never boarded the monocruise, they would be free to wander the island after the door was locked.
But what about the monsters outside the monocruise?
If they stayed up all night, they wouldn't be breaking any rules.
Being outside the monocruise at night isn't a rule violation? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes, I've done it before.
You did?
I wondered what would happen if I slept during the day and stayed out all night outside.
Oh.
And nothing happened. The doors opened in the morning, and I was able to board the monocruise as usual.
Oh, I see.
But didn't Monocro say that monsters would be wandering the island at night?
Yeah.
You still could have been injured, Coco.
I was fine. I stayed on the main roads and never ran into any sort of monster. Although I do wonder if something may be hidden in the forest.
Jeez.
If Kokoro is telling the truth, it's possible that Yuri never re-entered the monocruise last night. According to Yoriko, he did return, just much later than everyone else. But isn't it possible that he was attacked and then placed in the bell tower until this morning?
According to that theory, the culprit is one of the people who were drinking late into the night. What do you think, Yoriko? You're one of the people who stayed behind, aren't you?
Well, that's true. But it wasn't me. I got back to the monocruise with everyone else.
About that. None of us were exactly sober, so we don't really remember that. Sorry, Yuko.
What?
They were all drunk as skunks.
charging. Sorry.
Indeed.
Are you
And none of
charging?
them can recall a thing.
Are you charging?
Speaking of which, I don't recall seeing any alcohol during the preparations for the party.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Yuki kept complaining about it last night.
And yet, there was alcohol abound in the beverages by the time the party started. I believe this is no mere coincidence.
Are you saying that the culprit put alcohol in the drinks in order to get everyone drunk and fog up their memories?
Wait, isn't it possible that someone impulsively committed a murder because they were under the influence at the time?
No. You can tell by looking at the crime scene that someone put a great deal of thought into this murder. It doesn't fit an intoxicated cover-up.
If the culprit brought the alcohol, doesn't that mean they helped organize the party?
Who are the ones organizing the party?
You, Ra-Ra, Mac, Yuko, Mikado, and myself.
Oh gosh, your nicknames are so confusing sometimes. I mean, it's kind of obvious who's who by just the name. So I'm guessing Yuki, Sora, Mac. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Hajime, Yuko, Yoriko. I think. Yeah, Yoriko, Mikado, and Mikasa.
Just the 6 of us.
Wait, she just said Mikado. He doesn't have a nickname.
Yoriko is nothing but suspicious.
Oh gosh.
So
Poor
the
Yuko.
culprit's someone
I mean,
that helped with the
Yoriko.
party and stayed out last night. And they would have to be sober. That's what you're saying?
Yikes.
Hey, wait a second. The only person who wasn't drinking last night was Yoriko. She said she'd be chaperoning Dry, since we had to get back by 10 p.m.
No, I mean, that's true, but...
That's...
The evidence all lines up.
Oh no. Oh.
Yoriko, can you explain what happened in more detail? We just want to believe you.
You're not listening to me.
Oh my god.
Aren't you taking this a little too far? Look, I'm innocent. To be accused
Yay.
as the culprit because of a series of coincidences, I can still defend myself, you know? Listen to me before you start talking.
Let's hear it. Hold on. Sorry guys, I was just eating. Alright. Use the arrow keys to move from lane to lane. Press S to shoot your opponent's words down. Failing to hit lines to place a gauge at the top. In a rebuttal showdown, the goal is to shoot down your opponent's arguments and refute them. There are 5 lanes at the center of the screen. You may switch lanes using the left and right arrow keys, and you can launch an arrow by pressing confirm. The opponent's arguments will disappear within 1 to 3 seconds after appearance and inflict damage. If you fail to shoot them down before that happens, the rebuttal gauge at the top will move to red. If your opponent takes over the entire rebuttal gauge, your focus gauge will, take damage and points will be deducted. On the other hand, the rebuttal gauge will move to the left every time you successfully shoot your opponent's words down. You'll take double the damage if the rebuttal gauge is in your opponent's favor, so do your best to not miss shooting down any of their arguments. Sora will have a chance to say her counter-arguments as the rebuttal proceeds. Just like in a non-stop debate, there are yellow phrases which contain weak points. Here you will use and shoot a truth arrow in order to refute your opponent. Select the appropriate arrow with shift and notch the arrow with S before. Notch the arrow? What does that mean? And afterwards, the rebuttal gauge will return to its initial position. Like in a non-stop debate, you can refute the yellow text in your opponent's arguments. Instead of truth bullets, you'll be given truth arrows, which must be equipped on the bow in order to refute it. Press shift to change your truth arrow and S to equip the currently selected truth arrow on the bow. Once you equip a truth arrow, the bow will turn red. The bow will turn red and you will not be able to change truth arrows. Press S again to remove the equipped truth arrow. When a truth arrow is equipped, you cannot shoot down ordinary remarks. You will only be able to refute yellow text. Oh, that's hard. If you want to shoot ordinary remarks, remember to remove the truth arrow first. Finally, you may view a list of all clues by pressing A, similar to the non-stop debate. Do your best to keep your combo going and counter your opponent's rebuttal. So I'm guessing we'll only have 1 arrow though, because tutorial stuff. Yeah. Alright, so I have to remember to press S then.
I know I have to accede to your unjust accusations. But if I'm really the culprit, do you really think that I'd go about it this way? Like you said, Yuri would have done anything for a woman, even die for her. There's no reason for me to wait until the party to kill him in such a complicated manner.
Oh crap, okay.
The culprit may have waited until the party because of their plan involving the alcohol. Like we said before, they used it to dull everyone's memories so they could easily get away with their plan. The fact that Yuri attended the party in itself could indicate that he was working with the culprit.
So you're just saying that I would do something as stupid as intentionally going to the party? If I was the culprit, I wouldn't go about it that way. If you two weren't at the tower with me, you wouldn't be suspecting me. Is that how it is? Just because of that, you're suspecting me.
I'll pierce through those words.
Ooh, it's so hard. Okay. Yeah. Sweats. Oh my god. Jeez. Okay. That one was cool though. I love that one.
It's not just that, Yoriko. Shobai told me that he saw you going to the bell tower this morning.
What?
He also said you were holding a long rope in your hand.
A rope? The same rope that Rinrin was tied up with?
Shobai, you were telling the truth, right?
Mm-hmm. Right?
Huh? I was. At the time, I didn't know that woman would be so important to the case. I was wondering what she was planning to do with something like that. Now that I think about it, that was a really important piece of evidence.
Wait, he's lying! Shobai isn't telling the truth. I really was attacked by someone as soon as I left the Mono Cruise. He's trying to slander me. He's the culprit.
He's the culprit. Oh
Even if you say that.
Yeah, all the evidence is stacked against you.
It's almost undeniable. Or maybe you're just an idiot, Yoriko.
Oh my god. Jeez, come on in.
What? Why are you all accusing me? Why me?
Mr. Hashimoto's testimony is the most damning thing here. How do you plan to defend yourself against that?
Yuko, are you really the culprit?
Wait, Shobai really is lying.
Oh, he is, okay.
What?
Sora, did Shobai mention when he saw Yoriko leave?
That's... Yoriko left right after the morning announcement, so wouldn't that be around 7 a.m.?
I was on the second floor of the library at the time, and I saw Shobai climbing the stairs from the second to the third floor.
What the heck?
Shobai, even if you did see Yoriko leave, unless you knew her destination beforehand, you'd have trouble figuring out she was headed for the bell tower.
And didn't you say you saw Yoroku holding a rope?
Shobai, were you lying to me?
Ha! So you caught me out. Sorry about that, but I wanted to test you all.
Bruh.
Test us? Like I said, if you clear the class trial for me, I'm good.
Bro, why would you... Jeez. Your life is on the line here too, bro.
I was testing whether you could really do it without my interference.
Okay.
What? You gotta be joking!
Just a little bit of perjury, really. I didn't think the psychologist would realize. Well, whatever. I'm counting this as a win.
Okay.
Asshole! What the hell are you doing?
Settle down, Mr. Kasai. Violence is against the school rules.
Calm down, Shin. You can beat him up after we get out of here.
That proves my innocence, right? Shobai's the one who lied. He's even more suspicious than I am.
You're still quite suspicious.
I don't know. His testimony might be false, but you're still the most likely suspect.
But we're being cruel to Yoriko, aren't we? We should talk about this some more.
No, Ruko's definitely the killer.
I don't want to suspect my friends. I want to believe everyone instead.
Don't be like that, bro. It already happened. Don't deny it.
Well, this is rather
Don't be in
complicated,
denial.
isn't it? We seem to be split right down the middle.
If that's the case, let's decide with a proper debate.
Oh!
Please remain calm as your seats are rearranged.
OMG. Split debate. Oh. Whether Yoriko's the killer or not, we'll have to discuss about this some more. Let's try our best to convince everyone. The minigame Scrum Debate is about to start. The Scrum Debate is a team debate with two opposing sides. Listen closely for the subject of your opponent's argument. When a class becomes divided on an issue and splits into two parties, a Scrum Debate occurs. While it's usually a free-for-all during non-stop debates, Scrum Debates have the students competing in teams. All students will participate in either Team Solar or Team Luna. Members of the opposing team will take turns presenting their arguments. Although not clearly labeled, each argument has a key word. Select the matching keyword of argument and repeat it accordingly. Identical keywords can differ in content, so think carefully. Selecting the wrong keyword will damage your focus collage and points. Every member of your team will be represented with a keyword as well. Identify the keyword in the opposing argument, and present the argument of your teammate that matches that keyword in order to refute it. Switch keywords with the up and down arrow keys and press confirm to refute the argument. If you attempt to refute an argument with an incorrect keyword, points are deducted and your focus gauge will take damage. If you miss or fail to refute an argument and leave a keyword unmatched, the sequence of arguments will repeat itself. Keywords that were matched correctly before will be labeled on the opposing team's side, so basically the same. So use them as a guide to get the repeat process. Wow, that's amazing. A crouch bind state will occur after you successfully refute all of the opposing arguments. After all points have been refuted, you will enter a team. Press the key shown on the screen repeatedly in order to assert your argument. Being completely pushed away by your opponent will restart the scrum debate. The two teams will begin a final push for victory. Press the button displayed in the center of the screen repeatedly in order to push away the argument of the opposing team. The button displayed will randomly change over time. You will have to restart the scrum debate over again if your team's argument is pushed off screen. So don't lose your footing. If the opposing team's argument is pushed off screen, you'll clear the debate scrum with a full count of cutting featuring your team's members. So flashy. So flashy. Opinion opposition. Funny. Also, Shobai is on our team. Yuki! Well, I mean, I saw it in the... Wait, Yuki? Why are you... You're actually thinking that Yoriko's the culprit? Yuki! What the heck? Anyway.
Yoriko is the only one that went to the party and fits all of the criteria.
This one's mine. We still need to figure out if the party is even relevant to the case.
Knowing Yuri, the killer has to be a woman.
Emma!
We've already established that the murder could have been committed by either a man or a woman.
Ruko's the only one with a super suspicious alibi.
Yoriko!
Okay.
Kokoro and Shobai don't even have alibis. Why are you accusing me?
But, Yoriko, weren't you the only one who handled the food at the
Kokodo?
False. Yoriko was not the only one who handled the food at the party.
All their side profiles are cool.
She could have taken advantage of the fact that we were drunk to forge her out.
Shinji.
Oh,
Yoroku wasn't the only one who wasn't drunk. So shouldn't we suspect the others too?
Yoriko is our only suspect, so there's nothing else we can do.
Setsuka, we haven't even talked about the possibility of another suspect besides Yuko.
Yeah. Jeez, Yuki, why are you on the other side? Oh, what? I suck.
What's it all?
Bruh. So. I'm so used to it being a controller. Ah, thank God.
This is our answer.
Yay! That's so cool. I love that. Hooray! Alright.
It seems that a conclusion has continued to evade us.
Wait, Mikado wasn't there? Or was he there? I don't know. I forgot.
At any rate, it's wrong to conclude that Yoriko's the killer when there's still so many unanswered questions. We need to discuss this some more.
Sora.
Okay. I don't want to doubt my friends any longer either.
You're supposed to be previous protagonist, but anyway.
Let's drop the subject of the culprit and discuss some other things first.
Wait, so we're back to square one?
Yeah.
Good thinking. Unlike a regular trial, a single misstep will result in tragedy. We need to keep discussing this until we reach a decisive conclusion.
I mean, Kokoro, don't you know who the culprit is? Can't you just tell us so we can call it a day?
You all currently believe Yoriko is the culprit. Would you even be able to accept it if I named someone else?
So you don't believe Miss Kabuya is the culprit?
Alright, so instead of who they are, let's talk about how the culprit did it.
It's always the first step in every debate. Always talk about how instead of who. Then after you talk about how or why, then you can talk about who. Who has opportunity, who has the motive, who has the who can do this sort of thing, you know?
How they did it?
We're not sure whether the culprit attacked Riri this morning or after the party.
Yep.
Did you forget what the culprit did before they killed Riri?
Before killing Yuri, is she talking about Is she talking about the object that was attached to Yuri's body? That object would be the calf.
Got it.
Sorry, the hook, not the. Wait.
Are you talking about the hook that was embedded in Yuri's calf?
Yeah, you said it was already embedded when you first saw him, right? Even if Riri was drunk, he wouldn't have just stayed still while the culprit stuck that thing into his leg. They would have had to restrain him by any means possible.
So you're saying we should discuss how the culprit went about doing that?
How the culprit restrained Yuri. We have to figure this out. Oh, now we have multiple. Okay. Anesthetic solution, Yoriko, and Shogai?
We might have all been plastered, but
Spiral staircase, okay.
Riri wouldn't have just stayed still while someone stuck a hook into her.
Oh shoot.
Maybe they
That was an
stunned him by
accident?
hitting him
Okay,
with a blunt weapon?
Hold on. So what was it again? Oh. Oh my god. Oh. What? I gave her. Apologies, guys. I'm back. Just a slight interruption. Yeah. Anyway, back to the game. I forgot what the options were. I think it was spiral staircase, anesthetic thing, and one more thing. I forgot what it was. Okay, so it's spiral staircase. This spiral staircase connects the first floor of the bell tower to the top floor. The stairs are the only way to get to the top. Since the tower is quite tall, it'd take at least 5 minutes to get to the top, no matter how fast you are. However, whatever the culprit did, they were definitely on top of the top floor when they did it, so we can assume they got off with the staircase. Okay, so... I think... forgot. I gotta check the list again. Anesthetic solution that was found stained in the area around Yuri's body. According to Kanade, it's a general anesthetic used for surgeries. The culprit probably used the solution to knock Yuri out. They're probably gonna use this. Probably.
No, they wouldn't risk Yuri dying right there.
Yoriko's count? Okay, could be this.
Regardless, it's certain that the culprit did something to immobilize Yuri.
Oh, what the heck?
Perhaps he was so drunk that he passed out. Wait, no, that's dumb. I'm sorry.
How did the culprit restrained Yuri? There must have been evidence relating to the method they used. Let's think back on what I found during the investigation. What the heck? Hold on. Alright, there we go. Okay. Thank you for joining me on the stream today.
We might have all been plastered, but...
So yeah, it's probably
Riri wouldn't have just stayed still while someone stuck a hook into him.
Maybe they stunned him by hitting him with a blunt weapon? No, that's wrong!
Yay! So is there gonna be agreement stuff here too? Like last game? Yeah, that's what they did last game. Alright, saving the progress. Let's resume.
I have evidence that the culprit didn't use such a straightforward method, Hibiki. We found traces of an anesthetic solution on the floor of the bell tower.
Anesthetic solution?
Kanade told me that it's similar to the kind used in the operating room during major surgeries.
Why does Sora have to say all this stuff? Like, Kanade has her free will to say this during the class trials. Her life is also on the line here. Why does the protagonist have to say everything, you know?
Yes, you can get some from the infirmary.
Oh, there you are, Kanade. I thought you didn't exist, this game.
Its presence at the bell tower leaves no doubt that the culprit used the anesthetic to subdue Mr. Kagurine.
Okay.
Wait, do you think that's the same thing the culprit used when they attacked me?
Maybe. But that's besides the point, Yoriko, so be quiet.
Oh gosh.
Fine.
And there's one more thing I know about the anesthetic.
The other thing I learned about the anesthetic is... it's... Kanade's.
Got it.
Right? Yeah.
Kanade went to the infirmary after finding the anesthetic, and she discovered that a single syringe had disappeared.
Syringe?
A syringe?
Yes. You can use that particular syringe to conveniently calculate the sedation time using the scale on the barrel.
I just say syringe. I didn't know. I mean, I guess people say. How do you say S-Y-R-I-N-G-E? Syringe? I just say syringe. Syringe. I don't know why. I just say syringe. Not. That's okay. I just slur through my words, I guess. Question mark. Probably not a good thing when you're a voice actor.
That's great and all, but how do you know all this?
I watch a lot of medical dramas. Is there a problem?
I'm not saying there's a problem, but...
No one found a syringe or anything like that while investigating, right? That means...
The culprit still has the syringe with them.
Should we frisk everyone here?
Frisk.
I doubt they'd be idiotic enough to have it on their person. But we can be sure that they hid it somewhere.
If they used a syringe with an anesthetic solution, they could subdue Yuri even if he wasn't drunk.
There's one thing that's really bothering me. When Sora and I last saw Yuri, he seemed convinced a woman was trying to take his life, saying things like, not everyone gets to be killed by a cute classmate, and being born a man and achieving my dream.
He said that as he was about to die? Eek!
Oh gosh.
So if he said that, does that make the culprit a woman after all?
The thing that's bothering me is that Yuri told all of us that he would cooperate with the female culprit. But they restrained him and waited until he was drunk. If the culprit was a female, that wouldn't be necessary.
True. There's my protagonist, Yuki.
That's what I've been saying since the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. It'd just create more evidence, right?
Let's review. Assuming the culprit is male, he would only be able to target Yuri after yesterday's party.
Hey, but it could be a ploy by the female to make it complicated so that, you know, like if it's complicated, then you like what if it's a reverse psychology, you know, like the female is pretending to be a male in order to frame a male and and pretend that the culprit was a male, you know? And then, you know, like and Yuri is also like being an accomplice and everything because he wants to be killed by a woman. I mean, it's possible, right? Like, you could do reverse psychology there. Like, if you're a woman, you'd have to cover up that you're a woman, right? Because, like, of course, if Yuri wants to be killed by a woman, then it would be obvious that you'd narrow down the suspects to a woman, right? So, like, so you could technically, the culprit could technically be a woman, and the woman is covering up the crime that a woman did it, you know? Like, it would be just obvious that a woman did it, right? Like, if the evidence pointed to that, you know? Because, like, make it complicated in order to reverse psychology, everyone. Just, no, that's possible, right?
We still have no idea what happened before nighttime, though. Assuming the culprit is female, she would be able to get to Yuri at any time inside the monocruise.
Exactly.
However, she wouldn't have had enough time to prepare for the crime in the morning. Like the other scenario, we still have no idea what happened before nighttime.
About what happened before nighttime, doesn't it seem possible that the culprit's preparations took place during that time?
What?
Like Kokoro said, anyone can stay outside the monocruise at night using the loophole in the rules. We can't explain how the culprit prepared for their crime during the short time frame in the morning, so we can just assume by default that it took place at night.
That's almost 9 hours. Would it really take them that long to prepare for the murder?
I'm not sure. They just need to prepare the hooks, the rope, the anesthetic, the wires, and that's all, I think.
Chiaki? Just kidding.
None of you can possibly think that the culprit simply dragged Yuri up with just a rope.
I mean, she's the
Do
killer
you?
now.
What? What the heck?
Huh?
You know what they're saying that the culprit can't be a woman because the crime is complicated. What if it's reverse psychology? Like, of course a woman should cover up the fact that a woman is doing it, right? Because it's obvious. So it kind of makes it confusing. Yeah.
I did think something was amiss when you began accusing Yotoko. You've been mistaken from the beginning.
What?
What are you talking about?
The culprit didn't just drop Yuri to his death after dragging him up from the bell tower.
Then, what else did they do?
Oh, I see.
Huh?
It was so obvious that I almost missed it. In hindsight, it's clear. Think. Yuri was short, but it's physically impossible for anyone to drag him hundreds of feet out to the bell tower. I doubt even Shinji could do it.
Really? If you used a lever of sorts, it might be possible.
Yes, it's possible. However, we were wrong in our initial assumption that the culprit was the one who pulled Yuri up.
Our initial assumption was wrong?
So what? What's the problem?
The culprit didn't pull Yuri up. They moved Yuri using another method? What method did they use? I've definitely seen something that can solve this.
Allow me to
What the
remedy
heck?
the situation.
What is this?
Hanade's explanation is correct. Think, Sora. You've seen the evidence too.
I have?
I can remind you if you don't remember.
Yeah, I probably do, obviously. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Kokoro. Logic refresh. Let's hear it. This one's new. Your classmate is working to help you reach the right conclusion. Avoid the words in white and collect the blue truth bullets. All 3 shields in the lower right corner, dissipating the result in damage to the focus gauge. In a logic refresh, someone who supports your argument will give you hints to help you out. There are 5 lines similar to the rebuttals showdown, and you can use the up and down arrow keys to switch lines. Your supporter will say their argument point by point, and your task is to avoid contact with the right statements. You will suffer damage with the midpoint of a comment in your line passes through the vertical line on the right. On the other hand, blue truth bullets that appear in the midst of comments should be collected. Blue truth bullets can be collected when their midpoint passes through the judgment line in the same line as you, and will be shown in the lower left corner. Unlike white text, you will take damage for failing to collect them instead. You will proceed to the next step if you collect all truth bullets shown in the lower left of the screen. You must then choose the most appropriate truth bullet for the present situation in the group of bullets you have collected. After collecting all truth bullets, select the one that applies to the question at hand. The minigame will start over if the wrong bullet is selected. If you choose the correct bullet, your support will fire a truth bullet to you and you'll clear the game with a cut in. An incorrect choice will not only damage your focus gauge, but it will also deduct points from your score and you restart the minigame, so do be careful. Okay, thanks, Kokoro.
Yuri was dragged to the top of the tower at a great speed. This is an impossible feat for a regular person to accomplish. How was the culprit able to achieve this? The speed in which Yuri was dragged up indicates something was pulling him down from the other side, don't you think? And you didn't find anyone on the top of the bell tower, so therefore, you can figure this out for yourself, can't you?
Yeah, sure.
I agree with that.
Yay! So this is how you agree with statements? Or is it a completely separate thing? Alright, save progress.
It's possible that Yuri wasn't dragged up by the culprit. It's more logical to think that he was pulled up in reaction to something else.
What are you talking about?
There was a hook stuck in Yuri's calf, which was attached to a long rope. We thought that someone pulled Yuri up by that rope, but if you think about it, it's physically impossible for someone to do that on their own.
Huh? Are you sure?
Furthermore, I discovered something with Setsuka earlier.
Oh, you're talking about the life jacket, aren't you?
Yes, someone had left it hidden outside of the bell tower. We found the same kind of hook that was stuck in Yuri's calf embedded into the life jacket. And that hook was attached to a rope. However, the end was cut off.
So, what does that mean?
Oh! So in other words, Yuri was connected to the life jacket by the hooked end of the rope. If the culprit jumped down from the bell tower while wearing the life jacket, Yuri would be pulled by the other end.
Yeah.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
My brain exploded by that. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously. Anyway, good job, Yuki.
Exactly. That's what the culprit did. Wait, I don't get it. So why was Ruko at the top of the bell tower?
That means she isn't the culprit.
Well, according to Yoriko, she was attacked and found herself unconscious, and then awoke at the top of the bell tower. When Yuki and I met Yuri on the first floor, the culprit must have been waiting for us at the top of the bell tower, along with the unconscious Yoriko, of course.
That explains why Miss Kaguya was the only one there when Miss Sora and Mr. Maeda arrived. She was a red herring. The real culprit couldn't have been there. After all, they were already outside the bell tower when Mr. Kagurine was pulled up.
It makes sense in theory, but I don't think he'd be able to be pulled up so easily.
Well,
why not?
They're so close to each other.
There's tons of other factors involved, like friction and whatnot.
Sora, Do you remember the bell ringing as Yuri was being pulled up?
Yes, and now I think I know why.
Yuri was pulled up as the culprit jumped down, and his body must have hit the bell. And the evidence that proves that is the marks. Here it is.
Got it! The culprit threaded the rope through the hanging bell and used it as a fulcrum. I can't draw that well, but I'll draw you a picture to illustrate.
Okay.
Iroha, may I borrow your sketchbook?
Oh. That's so cute. Good. And there's the drawing. That's cute.
This is how the culprit did it. As you all know, the hole in the top of the bell is very small enough that the hook can't pass through it. I suspect that the culprit attached the hooks after first threading the rope through the hole.
How did the culprit get up there, though? Like, did they buy a ladder or something? And then climb up the bell and put the rope through? It's probably less complicated than that, but...
That's really high up! How is that even possible? Oh, well, I get it, but... Sora, your drawings could use some improvement.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cute.
Wait, how did the culprit adjust the length of the rope? It sounds simple in theory, but they could have easily fallen to their death if they'd miscalculated.
I believe they practiced it beforehand. If you look at the marks on the bell, they don't look shallow enough to have been made by a single attempt.
Are you proposing that the culprit practiced this act many times before committing the actual crime?
Wow.
Yes. The hooks that were connected to Yuri couldn't have passed through the hole in the bell, so the culprit wouldn't fall. The marks on the bell are probably from the friction caused by the rope, and also from the metal hooks scraping against the bell. After the culprit used the correct rope length to reach the surface, they could cut the end of the rope attached to the life jacket, and Yuri would fall to the ground due to the shifting weight and balance. This is the truth of the crime scene that Yuki and I witnessed.
Wow.
Wait a moment. Even if the culprit accounted for the length of the rope, the bell tower is far too tall. If they fell while hanging from just a life jacket with a hook, the force from the landing would dislocate their shoulders.
It's as Kanade says. The culprit would be severely injured without anything to cushion their impact. Something to cushion the impact. Is that why the culprit installed that object? That object is... the wires? Question mark. Oh wait, not this one. Sorry. Owie! The other wire.
Got it!
There we go.
Earlier, Emma was wondering why the culprit would go through all the trouble of setting up those wires. The answer to Kanade's question is probably the broken wires.
The broken wires?
Yuri was cut by the wires as he was dragged up at a high speed.
Where is the wires? Where are the wires placed?
The resulting friction in the process may have had the effect of cushioning the impact.
Now I get it. The wires weren't meant to kill Yuri, but rather to lessen the impact of the fall. This explains why the culprit went through the tedious work of setting up those wires.
Without a doubt. There's something bothering me. If the wires were sharp enough to slice through flesh, why didn't they cut the rope? If it really was that sharp, it should have cut the rope attached to Yuri too.
That rope was made from special materials. It's a tough one from the mart that won't break unless you carefully cut through its padding. I thought it was cool, so I took note of it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't expect it to be used in a murder, though.
So, Ruko's not the culprit?
Nope.
That's what I've been telling you from the start. I'm a victim here too.
That's too bad.
That's too bad.
What? What do you mean that's too bad?
Now we have to suspect everyone besides you as the culprit. How are we supposed to narrow it down to the culprit now?
I see. So we're back at the start?
Not really. We did learn something from the previous discussion. The culprit should have been outside the monocruise during nighttime after they kidnapped Yuri.
Huh? How do you know that?
Think about it. If the culprit was able to do test runs to adjust the rope's length exactly as they needed, then they must have had enough time to do so. Being outside during nighttime with no one else but Yuri gives the culprit plenty of time to run trials without anyone finding out.
Sorry, I love
Good
you.
point.
Keep protecting
Someone
us,
surely would have
Max.
noticed the culprit if he was doing trial runs during daytime.
Furthermore, there was a prevailing misconception that no one could exit the monocruise during nighttime. I'm sure the culprit thought there would be a good time to test their plan.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we still held that belief until now when people like Kokoro already knew that wasn't the case.
Well, I just stayed up all night once.
Based on the previous discussion, we can infer that the culprit is a man.
Unless it's a woman covering up their crime by complicating it to cover up the crime that was done by a woman, you know?
As we already know,
Just kidding.
a woman would have no reason to use such difficult methods.
Except to cover up their crime as a woman. Okay.
It's true that Mr. Kagurine's death would be automatically attributed to a woman due to his previous outburst. So, should a man have committed the crime, the very act of murder itself would become his alibi. A rather clever ploy, I must admit.
So now that we know that, we can just narrow it down from all the guys here, right?
In that case, we already know the culprit. It's either Mikado or Shobai.
No.
Shobai doesn't have an alibi, and Mikado's the mastermind.
Oh god.
Please do not forget my sincere wish for a class trial free of prejudice. It should be unquestionably clear that I am giving it my all to unveil the truth.
Well, do you have an alibi? Oh, Shobai.
Huh? Shobai, were you asleep this whole time?
Huh. Still not over.
You must be crazy. Our lives are at stake right now, and you just dozed off?
Hey, you've got all you need. I know the whole story, but you guys don't need my help to figure it out. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. Wake me up when it's over.
He's insane!
Anyways, Shobai or Mikado being the culprit seems unlikely, big bro. The culprit must have stayed late at the party last night to kidnap Yuri, but neither Mikado or Shobai were included in that group.
Oh.
But you know, can't Mikado use magic?
What? Did you say Mikado and then wait? You previously Mikado.
You've seen him flying around like nothing. Kidnapping Yuri with those abilities would be a piece of cake.
Nox's second law. All supernatural and preternatural agencies are ruled out as a matter of course.
What the heck is that?
An absolute code of logic in detective fiction that cannot be violated.
Oh, okay.
It forbids supernatural or unrealistic phenomena from interfering with murders.
Oh, I know that! Isn't it from Umineko when they cry?
I give you my most sincere, emphatic vow that I do not use my magic for matters relating to murder cases.
I'm not sure I get it, but how can you be so sure? Do you really think we'd ever believe the word of the mastermind?
Hold on, let me just clean my glasses. There we go.
It seems I am left with little choice. Monaco, I humbly request that you add a new rule. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case.
Are you sure about that rule?
Absolutely. I've already resolved to seal my magic, and its very existence seems to be a hindrance to the natural progression of this trial. I wish to use this opportunity to clarify my position within this killing game.
Very well. The regulations will be updated once the trial is over. Mikado Sanoji cannot use magic for any purpose relating to a murder case. As a reminder, the penalty will be execution should you fail to comply.
I understand completely. You have my deepest gratitude.
So, Mikado can't be the culprit.
Why are you trying to make this problem harder than it is? The answer is already out. There's a suspicious individual who satisfies every condition.
Huh?
You spoke about the conditions to be the culprit beforehand. Think it over. The individual you referred to is in plain sight.
The conditions to be the culprit?
The conditions that we brought up were...
The culprit was among those who stayed late at yesterday's party. The culprit was also part of the group that prepared the party.
Additionally, we figured out that the culprit is a man while discussing the light vest and the murder rehearsals.
A man who stayed late last night and helped prepare the party. Let's list them one by one. The group that stayed late was Setsuka, Hajime, Shinji, Yuri, Emma, and Yoriko. The group that prepared the party was Setsuka, Hajime, Yuki, Mikado, Yoriko, and myself. Then, could the culprit be? Yep, they are. Oh yeah, it is actually obvious. Like, once you narrow it down. Okay. It's Sora! Just kidding. Actually, I want to take a bit to appreciate all of these. So we have Sora, Nikkei, Shinji, Yuki, Emma, Hajime, Yoko, Kanade, Hibiki, Yuri, for some reason, Shobai, Setsuka, Mikado, and a vacant podium. Oh, and Aroha, Kokoro, and Sora, back to Sora. We already know what it is. It's Yoriko. Hello there.
It can only be you. Was it you? Hajime Makinochi.
Oh, Makinochi. Okay, that's why his nickname is Mak. Okay. So that's half of the trial done. But of course, we're still gonna continue, since there's still a handful of the trial left. Oopsies. Alright, let's begin. Bam. Whoa.
Was it you, Hajime?
Hajime.
What?
What?
Wait a minute, Sora! Do you think Hajime's the culprit?
There's nobody aside from Hajime that meets all the conditions to be the culprit. He helped prepare the party and stayed late to drink with Yuri. He's the only one who was in both groups, and is a man as well.
Precisely.
Precisely.
I have been suspecting Hajime since the beginning.
How'd you know right off the bat?
You will remember my question at the start of the investigation. I asked, how do you feel about this murder?
Ah, yes. But how is that relevant?
I can figure out whether a person is lying or not just by hearing them talk.
Jeez.
What?
Okay, man.
So you knew Hajime was the culprit just from that one question?
Miss Mitsume, that sounds like an even more magical ability than my own spells.
I know, right?
I cannot be completely sure of my deduction, naturally. But were I to narrow down my suspects, however, I can figure out the answer by simply comparing the evidence to each suspect. From that, my deduction is that the culprit is Hajime Makinochi.
Culprit reveal. Hajime Makinochi.
Then Yuri's murderer, the person that attacked me, it was all him?
Hey, hold on a damn second. Why am I the culprit all of a sudden? Don't you remember? I may fit the bill, but that doesn't change the fact that I was drunk. The only person who wasn't drunk was Yoriko. Don't tell me you all forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true, but...
I have an evidence to refute that.
Yoriko was the only sober person at the party, and even she agrees I was drunk. How could I possibly have killed Yuri? You all said the culprit made serious preparations. Stuff like trial runs. Wouldn't that be impossible to do if you're drunk? Are you guys really accusing me as the culprit? Just because I fit your little conditions? Because if you are, I'm about to get really mad.
No, if we assume that Hajime is the culprit, every puzzle piece fits right into place. I suppose we should discuss just how those pieces fit as our next discussion. Sorry, I get quiet when I'm just listening to dialogue.
The culprit couldn't have planned out their crimes while drunk.
Hold on. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think you can hear me well. Hold on, let me just increase the volume of my voice. There we go. Alright, okay, that's fine. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Oopsies. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Owie. Bird screaming. Owie. Okay, should be fine. Let's continue on.
So they must have been someone who didn't consume alcohol.
Right! There's no way Hajime's the culprit.
Oh, right.
Shinji, please make judgments based on logic, not your friendship. There's plenty of reasons why Hajime is suspicious.
No matter how suspicious I am, I couldn't have done anything while I was drunk. Ask Yoriko and check yourself.
What Hajime just said is true. Including Hajime, everyone who stayed to enjoy the party last night were completely drunk. Except me, of course. Are you sure about that? Did you somehow check their blood alcohol content? You do know you can tell if someone's drunk without checking that, right?
Like Kanade said earlier, there are other reasons why Hajime is suspicious. I'll listen to what he says and look for a way to refute his argument. Oh, I can believe it.
The culprit couldn't have planned out their crimes while drunk. So they must have been someone who didn't consume alcohol.
Right! There's no way Hajime's the culprit.
Shinji, please, there's plenty of reasons.
No matter how suspicious I ask Yoriko and check your...
What Hajime just said is including Hajime, everyone who stayed to enjoy the party last night. No, that's wrong!
There we go. Maybe. Can you feed her? Like seeds, because some seeds. And don't put the seeds in that bowl. She keeps screaming this one. Why are you bringing that bowl? Okay. Sorry for the interruption. The bird is screaming.
Everyone was completely drunk last night? I'm not so sure about that.
What are you saying?
I found these liquor bottles in the guest house, and some of them were filled with water.
Water?
At first, I thought it was mixed in during the whole mess of alcohol being brought to the party. But now that I think about it, it's possible that the culprit was just pretending to be drunk and drank water instead.
Wait a minute. I don't remember much because of my foggy memory. But are you saying that someone was just acting as if they were drunk?
If Hajime was acting drunk during the party, he knew we would cross him off the suspect list. There's more to it than just that.
If I'm on the right track here, something I heard earlier should further condemn Hajime. That something is... I forgot. It's not the leftover box, right? Maybe Yoriko? Oh, this.
Got it! Yoriko, do you remember what you told me earlier? You said Yuri left to go to the washroom before you all went back to the monocruise.
Yes, I did.
Didn't you also say that someone else left with Yuri at that time? You said you couldn't remember who that someone was, but do you think that person could have been Hajime?
Hajime.
Huh? Give me a second to think. Well,
Wait, I think I remember. That person told us to go ahead while he took Riri to the washroom. They told us they'd follow us back right after. They had blonde hair and bulky muscles. It was Mac!
Oh my god.
Yes, I believe it was. I wasn't paying much attention back then because I was under the influence. The thought that a murder would occur had hardly crossed my mind that night.
You both remember? Jeez, why can't I remember? Even the drunk people remember what happened. Why couldn't you, Yoriko? Because your brain has more air bubbles than last night's booze?
Oh god.
I can't take note of everything while I'm completely absorbed in taking care of drunk people. Why are you being so harsh with me?
Because your bad memory frustrates me. Had you remembered, we could have pinned down the culprit much faster than we did. But thanks to the testimonies from the others, I think we've got the culprit set in stone. Yuri must have been completely drunk. He couldn't even walk on his own. In fact, wouldn't he nearly be out cold, considering the fact that he didn't refuse help from a man like Hajime?
True.
So Hajime lied about Yuri going to the washroom and left off with him, then never came back to the mono cruise.
Hold on. Sorry for the interruption. Alright, back to the case.
Considering Hajime as the culprit allows everything we've talked about so far to make perfect sense. Hajime, did you really murder Yuri?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll extinguish
What the heck, Shinji?
Wait! Sora, please! Hajime's the culprit? That can't be right! Hajime has an alibi, please! Let me explain.
What alibi?
I know fighting with words isn't my thing, but I'll have to do it to fight you, Sora. I have to do it for my friend.
Okay. Whoa. Alright then. Oh my god, there's more. Okay. This one's gonna be difficult.
Hajime and I go jogging every morning. That's our routine right after waking up.
As always, I was waiting for him this morning.
Like I said, while I was waiting, I saw Yoroku leaving the mono cruise. Hajime did arrive a little bit later than usual, but committing murder in that small gap is impossible. He's a cool guy, and when a man's gotta go, he's gotta go. You can't blame him for that.
Phew. Okay.
Shinji, don't you think the fact that he arrived late itself rouses suspicion?
Okay, maybe the spell
Hajime
stuff
is
there.
pretty strict about time as far as I know. Even if what you said is true, something about his actions are strange.
Yes, it's certainly strange. But when the discovery announcement was made, Hajime was with us at the dining hall. Hajime committed the murder at the bell tower. He wouldn't have returned in time to meet with us in the dining hall.
Yikes.
Hajime and I go jogging every morning. That's our routine right after waking up.
As always, I was waiting for him this morning.
Like I said, while I was waiting, I saw Yoroku leaving the mono cruise. Hajime did arrive a little bit later than usual, but committing murder in that small gap is impossible. He's a cool guy, and when a man's gotta go, he's gotta go. You can't blame him for that.
Oh gosh, I have to really focus on this one.
Shinji, don't you think the fact that he arrived late itself rouses suspicion? Hajime is pretty strict about time as far as I know. Even if what you said is true, something about his actions are strange.
Yes, certainly strange. But when the discovery announcement was made, Hajime was with us at the dining hall. Hajime committed the murder at the bell tower. He wouldn't have returned in time to meet with us.
I'll pierce through those words.
Yay, I pierced through those words. Interesting. Nice. Okay, I only lost 10. Good. Alrighty.
Sorry, Shinji. Hajime actually could have easily made it back in time. The body discovery announcement was made some time after Yuri's death.
What?
Of course. The announcement is only made when 3 or more people discover the body. There was no announcement when Sora and I saw Yuri's corpse. Monoko announced the discovery only after we ran to the top and met Yoriko, and she also saw the body.
So, did it go something like this? From Yuri's death to the body discovery announcement?
I was wondering.
The culprit had extra time to move around while Sora and Yuki climbed up the stairs.
As everyone who used the stairs during the investigation knows, it takes at least 5 minutes to get to the top.
Jeez, 5 minutes.
Of course, the culprit was able to quickly get down safely by jumping off the tower using his fulcrum mechanism. This is a small island. If you run fast enough from the bell tower to the monocruise, wouldn't it be possible to meet with everyone else at the dining hall before the announcement?
Then...
Wait, but didn't Shinji say he went jogging with Hajime? Yuri died at 7:30 a.m. If they went jogging together right after the morning announcement, how did Hajime kill Yuri?
Shinji and I briefly parted ways while jogging.
But that was just to get your crow card that you left at the guest house, right? And even that didn't take more than 10 minutes! Executing this whole murder plan in such a short time isn't possible!
There's one thing that keeps bothering me. Do we agree that the culprit attacked Yuko right after the door opened, and then they carried her to the top of the tower? If so, they attacked Yuko and moved her to the bell tower at 7 o'clock on the dime, returned to the monocruise and met with Shin, started jogging, parted with him, and went to the top of the tower again, checked that you and Rara were there, and murdered Riri by jumping off. Dealt with the rope and the life vest, and then came back to the monocruise.
My god.
All within such a short period of time?
Shinji, at what time did you meet with Hajime this morning?
Well, it was around 7:15 a.m.
Oh my god. 15 minutes before the body is discovered announcement.
Even if we say the culprit ambushed Yoriko at 7 a.m., 5 minutes to run to the tower, 5 minutes to rush up the stairs, 5 minutes to rush back down, 5 minutes back to the cruise.
Oh my god.
There just wouldn't be enough time, even if Hajime buffed up his strength somehow.
Oh, there'd be enough time, alright. All you have to do is remove a step, and all the pieces fit perfectly into place.
Remove a step?
Oh, the calf!
Were the stairs the only way down? No. He could have slid down the rope, as if he were riding an elevator. Didn't he already adjust their rope length for that?
Ah, that makes sense.
But wasn't the rope that connected to the life vest also connected to Yuri's body? Yuri died at 7:30 a.m., but if he rode the rope at that time, he would have killed Yuri after jumping. That's still a problem.
He just had to get rid of the rope's connection with Yuri. Hajime could have simply yanked out the hook from Yuri's calf while he was carrying Yoriko to the top. Ew.
Ew.
Not a lot of people wander outside in the morning, and Hajime would be the first person to enter the bell tower. Wouldn't everything be solved if we assume that he put it back into Yuri's leg?
That's right. There is another wound on Yuri's body. It must have been because of that. The wound he had was... the other calf broke. The other calf stab.
Got it.
Yup.
The mysterious stab wound on Yuri's right calf. Kanade's hypothesis would explain how that wound was created in the first place. Initially, the hook was in Yuri's right calf, but in order to save time after moving Yoriko to the top, the culprit used it as a mode of transportation.
In other words, the culprit took out the hook from his right calf to move down, then hooked it back into Riri's left calf when he returned?
After meeting with Shinji, the only thing left for him was to take his plan into action. So when he saw Yuki and Sora making their way to the top of the bell tower, he jumped down to kill Yuri.
Wait, Rara. You said a while ago that the culprit used wires to slow the falling and cushion the impact. But if he used the rope before the murder like you just said, doesn't that mean there was nothing to cushion the impact?
That's true. The wires cutting Yuri's body would break the fall when the culprit killed him. But if he jumped with nothing but a small hook on the other side, there wouldn't be anything to slow him down.
Isn't this a bit problematic?
Uh-huh.
I remember Miss Little Sis saying anyone who fell from that height would get their shoulders crushed.
No, it's not a problem this time. I know this sounds like I'm contradicting my own words, but unlike back then, we know for sure who the culprit is.
The culprit? Are you speaking of Hajime?
Earlier, I said anyone would end up with a shoulder injury because I didn't know who the culprit was. But Hajime's the ultimate boxer. Wouldn't he be able to withstand some degree of impact with his great physique? After all, no one cares more about their health than he does. The life vest also would have absorbed some of the impact, right?
But doesn't that sound a bit unrealistic? And even if he could survive the fall, that doesn't explain why he would bother setting up those wires. Why waste time preparing a braking system when you can just endure the impact in the first place?
In your opinion, whom amongst us would possess the fortitude necessary to pull off such a feat?
Huh? Well, based on pure muscle, I guess Hajime or Big Bro?
Do you see? The list of potential culprits has instantaneously been reduced to 2 individuals.
Huh?
Oh, I get it. The fact that they were set up could be so the culprit could use their existence as an alibi.
Oh,
If there weren't any
I see.
breaks, the second that jumping trick was revealed, our first question would obviously be, who could endure the impact?
I see.
Exactly. Of course, he also might have still needed a safety device to lessen the pain of the full impact, regardless of whether or not Hajime ended up enduring the impact. It's a definitive truth that the culprit jumped twice from the top of the bell tower, and therefore our conclusion would also be correct. Perhaps we should also examine Hajime's shoulders and see if we find any other condemning evidence.
Yeah, the culprit would have had plenty of time at night to estimate the strength of the impact through experimentation.
If I may interject, Yuki stated that he received a message from Yuri asking for assistance.
And he's a male.
But the existence of this correspondence in itself is extremely suspicious.
Yeah.
Yuri, with his acute misinjury, reaching out to another man on the verge of his own death.
Yeah.
Is it not unnatural?
Because he doesn't like men.
Most certainly. Yuki even said that Yuri was delighted at the idea of being killed by a woman. It's definitely not the attitude of someone who would ask for help if such a thing had actually happened.
Yeah.
The message was probably sent to Yuki by Hajime, using Yuri E-Handbook Plus to create an alibi. That way, he'd be able to make whoever witnessed the murder scene run up to the top of the tower to catch the culprit.
Now I see why he used a syringe with measurements on it to inject the anesthetic.
But why Yuki specifically?
It was to make sure that Yuri woke up the second Sora and I got to the tower.
So, Jimmy was really thinking that far ahead when he planned the murder?
Jimmy?
Hey, why are you all so confident
Jimmy.
that Hajime's the culprit?
That's a funny nickname, but it makes sense. Jimmy.
So the culprit set up wires not only to cushion the impact, but to confuse us and set up an alibi. And then he used the rope to move down. I'd say that theory checks out. But why did he put the hook in Yuri's leg and then take it back out? He could have gone down the tower with the rope first and then put it in his leg.
Could it be, perchance, that Miss Kabuya's interference threw a wrench into the culprit's machinations?
Through a wrench?
Allow me to explain my reasoning. Being unable to enter the monocruise once the slumbering hours occurred, the culprit was left with no option but to wait until morning. Therefore, it was crucial that they board the ship the moment the gates opened so they could play the part of the innocent. But Miss Kabuya stated that she exited the monocruise the instant the gates opened. Perhaps the two had a fateful encounter.
It was
Thus,
wrong
the culprit
place,
had no
wrong time.
choice but to ambush her in order to eliminate any possibility of her going to the bell tower. It would have completely jeopardized his carefully laid out plans after all.
I agree with Mikado. If you think about it, jumping off the top of the bell tower like that without anything to cushion your fall was just insane. It would have been a risky gamble. even for Hajime. He wouldn't have done it unless he was forced to, due to some outside interference.
Yeah.
But, like, why did Ruko even go out that early in the morning? It makes her super suspicious, you know?
I told you already. I just wanted to get a head start on my investigation. With everyone's morale being boosted from the party, I felt motivated to really give it my all.
Aww.
But the murder made the whole thing pointless, of course.
Yeah, you got kidnapped and stuff.
Well, I think we finally put all the pieces together. Is there anything we're missing, Hajime?
Hey! Hajime! I still believe in you! Why are you just standing there? Tell them they're wrong!
I admit, everything they've said seems to line up nicely. I'm not sure where to start.
Maybe that's because you're guilty?
Enough! Don't you believe in your friends at all?
Shinji, shut up, bruh. Just, it's a killing game, man. Don't be in denial any longer.
You're
it's
all
just
teaming
gonna
up on
happen.
me with weak, bullshit speculation.
Okay.
There's nothing else to say.
Really? But you're the only suspect that we have, bro. Oh no. Terminate talk shooting. I never do this during trials. Even in the main games. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. Let's try doing this. I always make Bento do this, even in DRA. So this will be my first time doing it, actually. Alright, let's do this. Shoot down the opponent's final arguments. The difficulty rises every time a third of the opponent's health is depleted. Trying to shoot down the true feelings shown in black will damage you. During Terminate Top Shooting, you have to present a final decisive piece of evidence in order to defeat a desperate opponent, using irrational arguments to defend themselves. Before you can present the evidence, you must break off pieces of the opponent's armor one by one. The screen will display a total of 8 lines, and the opponent's argument will appear randomly on each line. Move the cursor over a piece of dialogue and press Z to neutralize the opponent's argument. Opponents' arguments have their own HP, which can be discerned by their color. The maximum HP is 5, and arguments with HP of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 will be displayed in gray, purple, blue, green, and yellow, respectively. You cannot move the cursor to the empty space in the middle. The lower left screen will display your ammunition, which will decrease by 1 when you fire a bullet. You may reload by pressing Shift. Okay, reload is Shift, which has a short delay. Try to time it well. Occasionally, you will see a black argument on the screen. This is the opponent's true feelings. True feelings are comments arising from the weaker parts of your opponent's heart. If you shoot them, you will take the damage instead. Okay. Should your opponent's true feelings arise, don't shoot it and just let it fade on its own. After breaking all layers of your opponent's armor, you'll have an opportunity to present a final piece of evidence that will defeat your opponent. After ridding your opponent of all of their armor, combine the given words into a phrase in order to land the final blow. The opponent will recover health if you submit the wrong combination, so be careful. Use the correct arrow keys to correspond to the correct set of words to put together the evidence that will answer the given prompt. If you press them in the correct order, you'll deliver a decisive blow that will destroy the last piece of your opponent's armor and clear the minigame. Fair warning though, if you mess up the order of the final move even once, your opponent will regain some of their health and go back into their tirade. Tirade? I don't know. Okay, let's do this.
What a load of crap! You've got no proof! Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! You guys really falling for this shit? You've got no evidence. What a load of crap! That ain't convincing! You've got no proof! Why are you suspecting me? I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! You've got no evidence! That ain't convincing! You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this! What's the point? You've got no proof! What's the point? That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! You guys really falling for this shit? Your logic is bullshit! You've got no evidence! What a load of crap! That ain't convincing! You've got no proof! Why are you suspecting me? I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! You've got no evidence! That ain't convincing! You guys really falling for this shit? I refuse to believe this! A load of crap! You've got no proof! Why are you I refuse
Hello,
to
can you
believe
guys
this.
hear me? Okay.
Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit? You've got no evidence. A load of crap. Why are you suspecting me? Got no proof. It's over. I refuse to believe this. You've got no evidence. A load of crap. That ain't convincing. I refuse to believe this. Your logic is bullshit. Why are you suspecting me? You guys really falling for this shit?
Yeah, we are. Stop
load of
repeating
crap.
the
What's the
same
point?
thing over and over again.
That ain't convincing. I refuse to believe this. You've got no evidence. What's the point? That ain't convincing.
Okay.
What's the point? Your logic is bullshit. What's the point? You guys really falling for this shit? You've got no evidence. A load of crap. Why are you suspecting me? Got no proof. It's over. I refuse to believe this! You've got no evidence. A load of crap. That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! Your logic is bullshit! Why are you suspecting me? It's over. What's the point? Why are you suspecting me? Got no proof. That ain't convincing! I refuse to believe this! You've got no evidence. A load of crap. It's over.
I'm using my bullets too much. Oh, thank God. Okay.
You've got no proof. Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing. Your logic is bullshit. You guys really falling for this? I refuse to believe this. It's over. What a load of crap. It's over. I refuse to believe this. You've got no evidence. Your logic is bullshit. A load of crap. You've got no proof. You've got no evidence. What's the point? I refuse to believe this.
Crap.
Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing. It's over. Guys really
I
falling
suck.
for this. I refuse to believe this.
I
You've got
suck.
no evidence. What's the point? That ain't convincing. I refuse to believe this. You've got no evidence. Your logic is bullshit. Load of crap. You've got no proof. You've got no evidence. Why are you suspecting me? I refuse to believe this. Why are you suspecting me? That ain't convincing. Your logic is bullshit. Guys really falling for this. I refuse to believe this. You've got no evidence. A load of crap. It's over. I refuse to believe this. Got no evidence.
God. Finally. Okay.
Tell me why the hell I'm suspicious.
Unusual. Oh crap. Ah, dang it. Sorry. My brain is dead, bro. Oh, God.
Guys really falling for this shit. To believe this. Got no evidence.
Please.
That ain't convincing. I refuse to believe this. Got no evidence. Your logic is bullshit. Load of crap. Got no proof. Why are you suspecting me?
Oh my God. Okay. I got this.
Tell me why the hell I'm
behavior for
suspicious.
Hajime.
This is the end.
Thank God.
Stop it!
Jeez. My heart is beating so fast. Reloading is so difficult. It makes me stop for like a second. I mean, not a second, but like while it's loading, it's just making me stop.
Hajime, are you really going to insist that you were drunk? You, Hajime Makunochi, got completely drunk? That's not like you at all, Hajime.
Yeah.
Nobody in our group cares more about their health than you, Hajime. I thought it was kind of strange that you were drinking at the party.
Yeah, I mean, you were complaining about it, Yuki.
You did say drinking a bit was good for your health?
A bit?
You've made it sound like you drank way more than that.
And I just can't see someone like you not being able to restrain themselves from drinking.
Yeah.
There's a little thing called mood at a party, you know? I'm human just like the rest of you. Even I can cut loose and ignore my health for a bit.
Oh, Mac, I just remembered. You were the one who invited Riri to the party, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God.
Right. He suggested that we invite Yuri, saying he's not entirely a bad person.
Yeah. I
Even then,
that.
he hadn't forgotten to talk about the importance of health.
Damn it! Hajime, what the hell were you thinking?
Oh man, Hajime.
I'm not the culprit.
Fine, have it your way. Let's review this case from the
start. Yay! We
Then
have
you'll have no
the
choice but to
argument.
admit to
Oh
your
wait,
crimes.
sorry, that we already did argument. Sorry, I meant closing argument. Yay! Yep, we shall listen to it because I feel like I'm not gonna get it. Okay. Summarize the case by arranging the cut pieces at the bottom of the screen in chronological order. You can read the pieces' details by pressing A. Okay, so A. Okay. In a closing argument, you have to recap the events of the case in the format of a 4-frame comic strip. The top left screen will show the total number of pages, and you'll have to complete a separate comic strip for each page. Some frames/pieces will be given at the bottom of the screen. Choose a piece with the left and right arrow keys and put them in order from first to last. Press A to check specific details about the selected frame/cut. It should help you figure out where it's placed within the strip. As the difficulty rises, more frames/cuts will be given. The product will still be a 4-frame comic, but fake frames/cuts will be present. Once a page is completed, you will then proceed to review it. If you think you assembled the pieces correctly, press Z to check the answer. Otherwise, you may reset the page by pressing X. There is no penalty for resetting the page, but if your answer is incorrect, your focus gauge will take damage and points will be deducted. After all pages are completed, the explanation will follow. Sora will give an explanation of the case with the culprit comic strip and ultimately reveal the identity of the culprit. You'll have to start over from the first page if your focus gauge is completely empty during the minigame, so do your best to avoid that. Okie dokie. Let's do this! Yay! Closing argument. Wow, they did really good with this one. Okay. Okay, so Amogus. Oh shoot! I accidentally. That was freaking accident. Hold on. X. How do I fix? Wait, hold on. That was an accident. So let's go. Suggested throw a party. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yuri declaring that the girls may kill him anytime they want. Oh, that was probably first. Wilbur taking an interest in Yuri's declaration, thinking they may be able to use it for the murder. Can I, repeat this? I forgot what the instructions were. I'm so stupid. I accidentally pressed Z by accident. This is unfair. Okay. Oh, man. And then it's this one, and then it's this one, and then it's this one. Oh, man. Okay. Cancel. We'll cancel that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, the mic. Shut up. Sorry. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello there? Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we go from this one to this one to this one and this one. Hooray! Okay. Now we check out this one. Hey. The culprit helping set up the party. Yuri is heavily intoxicated. The party began and the culprit is quietly observing the situation. During the preparations, the culprit sneaks some alcohol amongst the water and the other drinks. Okay, so it has to be... hold on, let me look at these. It's currently observing okay, so it's probably... Yeah, it's probably this one. Then it's this one. Then this one. Wait, hold on. Yeah. And then this one. Oh, sorry, that was the next time. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, the ultimate ugly bro, the ugly ass child. I know, right? I mean, look at him. But he was so weird, but oh, jeez, the way he died, man. Okay, I'm hoping that's okay. Alright, okay. The culprit injecting the anesthetic into the kidnapped Yuri. Alright. The culprit takes Yuri to the bell tower. The party went on until nighttime. The culprit pretending to help Yuri and sneaking away with the group. Okay, so I'm guessing it's this one first. Yeah. Then this one. The culprit takes Yuri to the... I'm guessing this one goes first. It's this one. That would make sense, right? Okay, hopefully that's right. Okay, the culprit adjusting the rope length, installing wires, and preparing any other things necessary for the trick. The culprit startled by Yariko's unexpected appearance. After finishing all the preparations, the culprit waits for the Monocru's gates to open in the morning. Yariko walking out right as the gates to the Monocru's open. So it's probably this way. Oh crap! I was gonna read it first. Okay, yeah, it's probably that. And then they wait. Yariko comes out and then boom. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, that's like. Alrighty. Let's see. After adjusting the rope, the culprit carries Yoriko to the top of the bell tower. The culprit made the risky choice of jumping straight down from the top without any protection. The culprit ambushing Yoriko and injecting anesthetics. The culprit carries Yoriko to the to the bell tower, then took the hook from Yuri's calf to readjust the rope as a tool for descent. Okay, so it's probably this one. And then not this one. Not. Probably this one. And then this, and then this one. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, but I don't know why. To carry out the murder trick, the culprit puts the hook back into Yuri's other calf. The culprit parts with Shinji with a made-up excuse. Ready to put his plan into action, the culprit sends a message to Yuki. The culprit returns to Monocru's in the shortest time possible and meets up with Shinji. The culprit saw that Yuki and I arrived at the bell tower. Okay, I need to think about this for a second. Which one would go first? The culprit returns to Monocru's in the shortest time possible and meets up with Shinji. Probably this one, right? Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's probably this one. And after that, it's oh, I remember this one. Okay, so it's probably this one. And this one. Oh, wait. There's a fake one. Okay, hold on. Let's cancel that one. Okay, let's see which one the fake one is. It's probably not so complicated, right? Let me just... Anyone can hear me? Hello there? Hello? Okay, there we go. I can hear myself in the stream now. Alright, so, let's see. The mic disconnected, so sorry about that. Okay, so I think the first one should be... Hold on. Yeah, not this one. Well, they're all right, though. Anyway, so... okay, why don't we just do one and get it out? And if we're wrong, then we're wrong. Okay. I can't tell if that's like right or not. And after that, ah, crap. Oh yes, okay. Yuki, reading the message here, so you turn Yuri's hand with plus. What does it say to do? So it's this one.
when he arrives before. Yikes. Oh my god, you. Oh crap, I didn't mean to press that. Oh man. Hold on, let me just randomly press everything. I need to restart this. There we go. So I'm guessing since the last one was it's this one, this one, then oh no, wait, dang it. Nope, let's do that again. Yes. So it's this one, and this one. Then this one. Yeah, okay. Oh no. Hold on. This is the fake one. So it dashes. And then it's oh wait, hold on. Dang it. Hold on. Let me extra that. So first it's probably this one. Believing that the culprit is at the top of the bell tower, Yuki and I went up the stairs. No, this one's lost. Yeah, it's this one, then this one, this one. Oh, whoops, sorry, that was mine. This one, and this one. Let's go.
This is the truth
Yay!
of the case.
Okay, let's go.
It all began when Yuri started saying all that weird stuff about wanting to die for a single woman. He knew we were all growing desperate, so he offered any girl the chance to kill him and escape. Unfortunately, his words caught the attention of this case's culprit. If Yuri had been killed, everyone would suspect a woman of being the culprit. The culprit used this to their advantage in the murder.
Obvious, though, you know?
However, Yuri had locked himself away and only answered to women. Setsuka decided she wanted to host a surprise party to get everyone to cheer up. Our culprit saw this party as a critical part of their plan. After getting himself involved with the party setup, he was able to convince everyone to invite Yuri. While preparing the party, our culprit took the opportunity to swap some of the drinks with alcohol.
Wow.
This was to make sure people would get drunk. It wasn't long after the party started when Yuri, a man who was fond of alcohol, had become completely intoxicated.
Wow.
Both our culprit and the victim drank late into the night until they had to return to the monocruise. Once the party reached its end, our culprit helped Yuri and slipped away from the others. As a result, both the culprit and the victim were left all alone at night outside the monocruise. Once separated, the culprit took our victim directly to the bell tower. Since this all took place at night, there were no witnesses or interruptions that could affect them. Yuri was already passed out from being drunk, but to be extra sure, our culprit used a syringe to inject him with an anesthetic solution that would keep him out for a long time. Since our culprit had plenty of time until morning, he took some time to practice his method. It was during this practice that they made sure all of their measurements were perfect. Once the culprit was satisfied with their preparations, they had to wait outside until morning. Once the morning announcement went off, our culprit was going to enter the monocruise. However, as soon as the doors opened, Yoriko stepped out of the monocruise. If she had gone to the bell tower, this whole case would have been ruined for the culprit. The culprit had no choice but to inject her with the remaining anesthetic and moved her to the bell tower. Although the decision was made in the moment, it actually ended up driving suspicion away from them. During this time, the culprit had become late to their morning jog with Shinji, so they had to hurry. So, they removed the hook from Yuri's right calf while moving Yoriko. Going both up and down the stairs would take too much time, so they decided to use the hook as a means of transportation. With Yoriko in tow, the culprit rushed to the top of the bell tower. With the hook detached, our culprit quickly jumped off the tower using their fulcrum method. Normally, they would injure themselves without the weight of Yuri and the wires to slow them down. But they decided to take a risk and put their faith into their fitness and health. Luckily for our culprit, his talent was perfect for something like this. The culprit, who had shortened his travel time, joined with Shinji in the monocruise. During the jog, our culprit made an excuse to depart from Shinji for a moment. Returning to the bell tower, the culprit rearranged the hook placement. They couldn't reuse the right calf, as it had been completely torn up, so they inserted it into the left calf. This is the reason he had wounds on both of his calves. Once everything was ready, the culprit used Yuri's e-handbook plus to send a distress message to Yuki. As Yuki received the distress message, our culprit quickly made their way up to the bell tower.
A complete mystery by itself. Why would Hajime send it to Yuki of all people? Oh, is it? Or maybe? I don't know. Well, hold on.
Once the culprit heard that we had arrived and Yuri had woken up, the culprit jumped off the bell tower once again, this time with the intention of murder. Yuri, who was connected to the life jacket via the hooks, was sent flying into the air.
Is that the reason he specifically chose Yuki? Interesting.
As Yuri flew up, he was cut by several sharp wires that had been set up by the culprit. The culprit, now safely on the ground, cut the rope and Yuri was sent falling downwards to finish him off. Since there was nothing to slow his fall, it was without a doubt the true cause of death. Yuri, who we had just witnessed alive a moment earlier, was now a bloody mess on the ground. This is the truth of Yuri's death as Yuki and I had witnessed it.
Sora's just...
Once we saw the gruesome sight, we decided to rush up the stairs, hoping to find the culprit at the top. While we rushed to the top, the culprit disposed of the life jacket and was hurried towards the monocruise. Doing so would give them an alibi when the body discovery announcement went off. Fortunately for them and their fitness, they were able to make it back in time for the announcement. Right after the body discovery announcement, the culprit made their way to the bell tower with everyone else. In doing so, they reacted innocently with everyone else and pretended to be shocked by the event. However, this was all an act. In truth, they had been the one to kill Yuri.
Yep.
That culprit is without a doubt.
Their art is really good now. I mean, not that it wasn't before. Of course it was really good before, but it improved a lot.
You, Hajime Makinochi, the ultimate boxer!
Yeah. Oh, cool. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I didn't just do the sound effect. Never mind. Oh, hooray! I didn't need... I did it perfectly. I didn't do any mistakes, I'm so smart.
It's over, Hajime. You are the culprit.
Okay.
Well, I guess I can't argue against that. Does that mean? It can't be helped. They got it all right.
What?
I'm sorry, Shinji, but I'm the culprit.
Wow. He's the culprit guy. Stay at the beginning.
It's not your fault.
How unfortunate. Huh?
It's not your fault.
Yeah, that stupid statement of Iroha's, bruh. Yay! Level 8. He gained 4 skill points. Oh, nice. I literally just lost 4 skill points. Oh, let's go. 10,000. No, wait. Is that 10,790? Sorry, I'm stupid. Hooray! Wow. I earned much more credit. Hooray! I should probably save these. Like, maybe there's like after
Have we
game
reached a
stuff.
conclusion? That wasn't nearly as interesting as I thought it would be.
Really, Monica?
Are you ready to see if your answer is right or wrong? As a warning, you only have one chance. I will assume that you've had enough time and proceed to the voting. Ladies and gentlemen, use the panel in front of you to vote for who you believe to be the culprit. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What is it going to be?
He doesn't say foo foo foo, he says wrong translation. Oh, we don't get to vote? That's sad. Cool. That looks way better than last time. Hooray! Would you like to say your promise? Yes, we'll save it. Okay, now you have to help me with the voice. Alright. Sit down. What? Okay, hold on. Let me change the settings of the speaker then. Okay. Okay, so now you'll hear echoes again. Well, he still big bro. Oh, oops, sorry. That's the next one. Okay, so we should still be able to see. Yep, okay.
Your answer is correct. The culprit who killed Yuri Kagura was Hajime Makunouchi. On coming to the correct conclusion.
Congratulations!
How could you?
He has a rasp.
I know. I can't get rasps out. I'm sorry.
What?
Sorry? You're the culprit. You murdered Yuri, and all you have to say for yourself is, I'm sorry?
Why? Hajime, why would you, of all people, kill someone?
That's...
Right. Please give us an answer. Why'd you kill Yuri, Hajime?
I
can't tell you.
Huh? You can't tell us?
Yes.
You wouldn't understand, even if I did, and you wouldn't understand even if I did, and it would only make you despise me more than you already do.
What the heck?
Are you serious? It's your fault we had to go through this whole trial mess in the first place. We do all this and you don't even give us a straight answer?
What?
Well, to be honest, you weren't very helpful, sis.
I know.
Mac, please tell us. We just want to know why. Did you forget about the rules of the class trial? The rules?
Yikes!
If the Blacken's identity is revealed in the trial, they will be punished.
Listen.
Right. Hajime, you're about to die now. Don't you realize that? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else Hibiki did except agree with it. Indeed, those are the cruel rules of the class trial. If the Blackened is identified during the class trial, they alone will be punished. Since Monocro confirmed her answer, Hajime is without a doubt the Blackened that killed Yuri, and thus Hajime won't be able to escape from the inevitability of his imminent death.
Yeah, but...
She's right, Hajime. We don't despise you. But we have to know, what led you to commit murder?
That's why.
Was it just because you wanted to escape? That's all?
Yes. It was the same for all of us. We all have friends and family waiting for us out there.
We all had the willpower to hold in our desire to escape. It's hard to believe that Hajime would just murder someone because he wanted to leave.
To be honest,
You must have had another reason. Something that pushed you to commit murder. Mac, just tell us what it was. If you don't, I really don't know if we'll ever be able to move forward from this.
My bad.
I'm sorry. I still can't tell you.
Hajime!
But
But you're right. I didn't kill Yuri just to get off this island. I had to commit murder, so I did. My decision didn't have a process. The only thing left to withhold is the outcome.
OMG Utsuro stuff? No process, just an outcome. Wow.
Whatever my true reason was, I killed Yuri. I'm not trying to make any excuses here. I just want to die the way I am now, as a murderer.
Hajime!
come on.
Die? Don't just jump to conclusions. It's not decided yet. Just wait, I'm sure there'll be another way.
What are you talking about? There are no exceptions to the rules on this island. Are you turning to escapism now?
No, but...
I'm sorry. Hold on just a second, Hajime. Did you say you wanted to die as a murderer?
What are you getting at, Kokoro?
That's not what you're thinking at all.
What are you saying?
Oh, okay.
It's clear to me now. You cannot deceive me, Hajime. The emotion in your words just now. You're hiding something.
What's the matter, Kokoro?
I'll explain. While it's true that Hajime's words just now seemed stoic, his thoughts betray something entirely. Hajime is under the belief that he himself will not die at all.
What do you mean, Kokoro? Are you reading his thoughts or something?
aside from that,
I know your reading is real, Coco, but doesn't it seem a bit off for Mac to think that way right now?
Well, I cannot read his exact emotions because of those sunglasses covering his eyes. But I see that there was an abnormal reason for your murder of Yuri. What was it?
What are you saying?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was prepared to die. I have nothing more to say. Monaco, just start your stupid punishment. Mr. Makanouchi, you may tell them.
What?
Now then.
You may tell them the truth. I suppose you are concerned about the consequences, but that is of no matter. Speak freely. Besides, I doubt we can hide this from Kokoro any longer.
Better watch it.
Hey, stop bothering him! Why are you trying to make that decision for him? Is this another one of your conspiracies?
What?
Mikado, are you sure it's okay? Huh?
Good grief.
Completely. You are already aware of our abilities, yes? While we cannot reveal everything at this moment, telling them your reason for murder should be acceptable. I will handle the aftermath. Do as you please, Mr. Makanouchi.
Huh? Those two. What are they talking about right now?
I see.
Really? Well, if you say so. Nothing's ever gone wrong listening to you.
Hajime? What's going on here? After finishing that sentence, Hajime took a deep breath. Then... Bruh, the bird. Why? What do you want?
Talon, come here.
You can hear it in the stream.
Talon.
Okay. Then he spoke. Oh my god.
So, y'all want to know why I committed murder, huh? The answer's simple. It's because I was supposed to commit murder.
Oh, he has a time? When did I notice that? The heck? Why? His eyes full of madness, his mouth letting out a twisted tone of voice. The Hajime we knew was gone, and in his place was a Hajime we had never seen before.
Well, what are you talking about, Hajime? You're acting really strange. What's so strange? You all wanted to know why I did it, right? And it's just as I said. It was my mission to murder.
I don't understand what you're saying. Something doesn't look right about you now.
Alright, wait. Give legend version.
Hello everyone, we're back. Sorry for the interruption again. Sorry, but anyway, that didn't, Sorry. Hello? Can anyone hear us? Alright, I think we can be heard. Hello. Okay, yep, we should be good. Let's go.
Sorry for keeping quiet. But since it's already too late, and Mikado gave me permission, I'd like to say it out loud to you.
Good.
I don't say what out loud.
Careful now.
Although this must be painful to hear, I must reveal that Mr. Makanouchi is a proud member of VOID.
Void? What's that?
That's the name of the organization Mikado briefly mentioned on the first day we came to this island. Huh? Didn't he just make that up for his false persona?
It looks like that wasn't the case.
That's right. I'm working with Mikado, the mastermind behind this whole killing game.
What? Oh.
It's a lie! This can't be.
Wrong.
It is no lie. This fact perfectly explains Hajime's strange behavior. It was all planned out from the start. Then, everything he did, everything we know him for, it was all an act?
Hey,
I told you, Anotha. If I tell you why I killed you, if I tell you why I killed you, you'd all hate me even more. I was trying to pay you all back for our past weeks together by getting off the stage as quietly as possible.
Hajime, were you really on the mastermind's side this whole time?
yes.
That's right. I've been on the side from the very first day of this field trip. No, before that even. From the very start of this plan.
Are you for real?
The world-famous boxing star Hajime Makanouchi involved in a large-scale criminal organization like this? Damn it. Normally this would have been perfect for a headline, but I'm in shock. I can't believe it.
You... Hajime! Why? How come? What do you mean by supposed to murder?
I believe likely coordinated this event in advance. You must kill someone to escape this island. It's easier said than done. The killing game could easily fall into a deadlock when its centerpiece is something as wicked as murder. I suppose Hajime's role was to break the deadlock by committing the first murder. Am I correct?
I'm impressed.
Indeed. We've planned everything in advance. It would have been serendipitous for a murder to have occurred without Mr. Makanouchi's involvement. But reality is rarely that cooperative.
What the?
The conversation at the dining hall yesterday. Do you remember when Yuri said that our motive to murder was weak? Back then, Mikado answered that the killing game was structured so that someone would kill. Is that what he meant by that? Hajime worked for the mastermind and hid among us, Amogus, in our daily lives? And if a murder did occur, he was going to come in and do it himself?
Now that we've crossed this threshold, I believe it would be best to drive the dagger in despair in even deeper. Allow me to reveal one more painful truth to all of you. In truth, Mr. Makanouchi and I are not the only members of VOID.
What?
Myself included, VOID is an organization of 5 members in total. And all 5 of them are currently standing in this very courtroom. Do you fully grasp the implications of what this means?
No way!
That means... There's more of us besides Hajime that are working for you right now? What? No way! Who are they?
Naturally, I cannot say. Oh, and if it wasn't already evident, the late Mr. Cogran is excluded from all this. It is truly a tragedy. He would have made this school trip so much more interesting had he lived a bit longer.
Either way.
I had no choice. It was to create a conflict of men versus women for the exact recreation of the case.
Oh, the case! Oh my god, of Maki's and Mitch's case.
Yuri was the only one whose death would be able to achieve that. He stood up theories of the woman being the culprit just by being the victim of this case.
Huh?
What? Hajime, don't tell me that's the sole reason you murdered someone.
Hey.
You listening, Shinji? My mission was to kill someone. All I had to do was choose who. Of course, I had to prepare the murder and all the tricks by myself as well. It was a load of work and a lot of weight on my shoulders.
But
I tried my best to win, but I guess it was too hard for me to defeat the brain power of 13 people. Not to mention, it would have been a whole other plot than had I actually won. You bastard! Huh?
Big bro! No violence! Oh! Unable to repress his anger, Shinji ran towards Hajime, but Hajime easily overpowered Shinji, someone taller than himself, with a single punch.
dumbass.
Are you nuts? Did you really think you could challenge the ultimate boxer? Mr. Mokunochi, even if you are about to depart, violation of the rules under my watch is unacceptable.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. My job's done here.
Shinji!
My god.
He's out cold!
You're kidding!
What was that? Hajime, you hit Big Bro with your full strength? We've been together for a week now. I thought you saw us all as your friends.
Unforgivable!
Did everything that happened this week mean nothing to you?
Yeah, well.
Well, it was enjoyable to some extent. At one point, I really did feel like I had made some real friends.
But
Why? Why did you bring us here just to make us kill each other? Kokoro, can't we just read his mind and find out?
I'm sorry.
Mind reading is not perfect. It cannot be used any time I desire either. It can only tell the general emotional state and the mood of the individual, not their exact thoughts. I can't just simply understand why he's decided to side with the mastermind. What I can tell you right now, though, is that everything Hajime has said is true.
My bad.
Anyways, sorry for tricking you guys. But it can help. I can't live without this plan.
I can't live on.
Oh, I can't live on without this plan.
What does that mean?
Hey now.
Pardon me, Mr. Sonoji and Mr. Makunochi. Every time you voids get the spotlight, I feel like I'm reduced to a mere bird with no purpose.
I don't have a problem with it.
I have my roles as the teacher and judge, and it seems like the time has come for me to do my job as well. Yes, it seems that I was a bit too hasty in giving my surprise announcement. Without further ado, Mr. Monocro, please begin. The grand finale of the class trial.
Very well.
I prepared a very special punishment for this case's blackened. Hajime Makunochi, the ultimate boxer.
Hey.
I think that's enough, Mikado. You don't have to go this far. I don't need punishment, so just tell me the way out and I'll be waiting for you there. I beg your pardon? I'm afraid I don't follow. You are the loser of this trial, and therefore you will be executed.
Hey.
Whoa, stop joking around. I was supposed to leave after this. Surely you won't actually kill me, will you?
Good grief.
I will.
What? But...
Forgive me, Mr. Makunochi, but even I cannot bend the rules of this game. Are you not aware that we Void are participating on the side of the students? I'm certain you have not forgotten that the correctly identified Blackened must face execution.
What are you saying?
I said stop joking around.
Oh, then.
Shall we begin? Wait, did he say what?
Yeah.
I see.
No, this is just part of the act, right? You were just pretending, right? Farewell, Mr. Makunochi. I shan't forget you.
Farewell.
There's no need to cower and fear like that. Who knows? Maybe perhaps if our plan succeeds, a blessing of fortune may be able to resurrect you.
A blessing of fortune may be able to resurrect? What does that mean?
Son of a bitch! Do you think the other three are just gonna let you get away with this? I'll reveal the entire plan right now!
It's punishment time!
The heck?
Think he'd let you? Okay.
On the first chapter? Wow. Oh my god. Time for the first punishment. Okay. Super Makanouching machine! Oh gosh. Wow. Reminds me of both Amogus or something. I don't know. Because, you know, it's molecule and above. Ouchie. We've never seen his eyes until now. Yeah. Let's put up the camera. Just like Mitch's, except a bit more brutally.
I'd rather not look at this.
Yikes. Oof, that's so ominous, bro. Oh my god.
That scared you.
Why that scary? Jesus. It's so ominous, bro. Oh. What the heck? Why did it do that?
My apologies again, Mr. Makanouchi, but you should have realized. No matter what may befall you, the Void will all have no choice but to obey me without question.
Farewell.
Adios, Mr. Makanouchi. Thank you for the entertainment.
I'm so cringe at the transparent, the like between the eyes. I saw that during the trial. Oh, what was that? Oh my god. Is this real? Although he had sided with the mastermind and killed Yuri, the life of a person who had been breathing and alive a moment ago had vanished in another. In another? Like, Danganronpa, another? Just kidding. As we witnessed the shocking scene, no one was able to let out a word without the sudden influx of new information.
Hey.
Oh, have you finally awakened? Just now, I sensed some interesting stuff was going on.
So let me get this straight.
Anyways, here's what you said. There are 5 masterminds among us, including yourself. Tech masterminds are pre-planned to carry out murder if none of us do. And you guys are making us participate in this in order to achieve some kind of purpose.
Well done.
That would be correct.
Alright.
So then why did you just betray your allies?
So what?
Like the boxer said, I don't think the other 3 are just gonna twiddle their thumbs and do nothing about it. What do you think?
Careful now.
Mr. Hashimoto, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it not your creed to stay out of the affairs of others? Lest it benefit you directly?
Are you serious right now?
I do. It's just out of curiosity. Satisfying my curiosity would directly benefit me, right?
Oh, shit.
From the moment you revealed yourself as the mastermind on the first date, I still have yet to figure you out even one bit. I gotta wonder how perfect your plan is for you to be okay with all the ways you're spoiling things. Our business is none of your concern. This applies to the remaining 3 members of Void as well. I can understand that you may be confounded by my actions today.
Now then.
But as we have reached the conclusion of this trial, I ask that you please think things over carefully in your rooms. Whether this was an act of mere betrayal or a sacrifice for the greater good.
Whoa. After finishing his sentence, Mikado disappeared into flames. Aside from Shobai, the rest of us stood still in the class trial room without knowing what or how to speak.
Well, great.
Is it over? It's about time. I'm heading back.
Now then, everyone, let's head back to the monocruise. I know this is hard. Even Big Sis herself here is barely standing tall right now. But we need to move on. Let's return to the monocruise. Let's go back and think on this.
Oh dear.
Right. Shinji's still knocked out cold. We need to take to the infirmary.
Hey!
Oh, right. Biki, Kana, could you two help me out?
Not happening.
Don't touch me!
What?
Stay away from me! There's 3 Voids among us, and they're all working with the mastermind. I can't trust anyone aside from Kanade. Get out of my sight!
What the?
What are you talking about? What's more important is... Oh, sis, calm down and think about this first. Shut up! What's your problem? How dare you interrupt your older sister when she's talking? Sorry! Please don't be mad at me!
Hey.
What about you, Kanade? What if both of you sisters are members of Void? That's not true! Well, that's easy for you to say. Sorry, but as a journalist, I suspect everything I see.
Hey!
Wait, then what about you? Do you have any evidence that you are not part of Void? You know, it's also possible to think that you planned together with Hajime to intentionally muddle up the case. And the both of you working together as fellow members of Void. What? What did you just say? Calm down, you guys. Why are you suddenly fighting? We can't suspect each other like this. If Mikado and Hajime were speaking the truth, it'll be hard to put trust in anyone from now on.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, but carry Shinji by yourselves. If you're going to act like this, I guess I can't trust you guys either. Hey, why is everyone...
It's no use.
It's no use, Setsuka. Maybe this was how we were meant to be. We were all afraid of being killed by one another from the start. And now that we know that there's 3 other masterminds in the skies, it'd be a miracle if things ever went back to the way they were before.
Hey now.
What's wrong with you? Sure, Riri and Mac are dead. Mac are dead. Yes, 3 of us are on the mastermind side. So what? Should we just give up on everything we've built up to this point and start killing each other? Don't you think that's even more ridiculous?
Sorry.
Sorry, I may have gone too far. But at least for now, no one's in their right state of mind. If only Big Bro was awake.
This is...
Everyone's gone crazy. Roha, what about you? How about you? Setsuka. Rara. Let's go. We should take We should take Shinji to the infirmary. Oh, okay. That dramatic scene was like a perfect summary on how an infectious disease becomes a pandemic. Some of our bonds were already unstable from the start. This class trial just hammered the final nail in the coffin. Even Setsuka, who was trying to encourage everyone, deep behind her words could lie some form of distrust in us. Our lives together will never be the same, thanks to this class trial. All that was left was the impact of a small seed. A small seed named Void that Mikado had left behind. After carrying Shinji to the infirmary with Setsuka, I silently left the monocruise on my own. Some time has passed and night has arrived, but the chaos still remains in the monocruise. A chaos where you can't trust anyone. A chaos where your only ally is yourself. The prevailing distrust that we were currently feeling could easily lead to a murder while I walk along the beach now. Is there even anything I can do about it? In my current state of affairs, all I can do is just watch as the chaos unfolds. To avoid being lost inside the turmoil, I strolled along the night seashore in silence. Who am I? Who am I to have to go through these events at this place? If anyone out there knows the answer, please tell me. Huh? What was that sound just now? It sounded like... Through the sound of the wind and the waves of the night sea, I heard a man's voice. Teruya! Ignoring my overwhelming anxiety from hearing the sudden voice, I approached the origin of the sound. What the heck? The heck? And there I found...
Hey.
You have to remind me every single chapter. You have to remind me that she's dead, bro.
It's that person?
Teruya. Oh my god, Teruya! Oh my god, no! Why does it have to be here? Oh my gosh. No, poor Teruya. He's gonna join the killing game, right? Man, it sucks. He has to experience it again. Because, I mean, that trial sheet is over there. Yes, I would like to save it. But I'm guessing we'll go straight to chapter 2 anyway, so... Oh. Void Theater. I forgot about this.
Hey.
Hey.
Who am I?
You should know by now. I'm Hajime Makinouchi.
Yeah. The same Hajime that did something so stupid that he got executed for it. Mikado betrayed me.
How does all your blood and flesh fit in there?
It's all his fault. If it wasn't for him.
Yamato kissing. I mean, we didn't get to know Yamato that much, aside from like those scenes in the last chapter, right?
Mato.
What?
Must be.
Mato is...
After all, I'm the one who killed Yuri.
Well, yeah.
As a Void, I put everyone's lives at stake by tricking them into this killing game. How can I ever redeem myself? Huh? How can you talk so seriously looking like that?
Well,
don't cut in when people are trying to reflect on things.
I didn't say anything. What are you talking about?
What? You're a doll, not a person.
That's not what I said. How did you mishear that?
You really want to be punched by a doll?
No.
Hey! Don't look down on me!
Bruh.
Damn it, Mikado! Why'd you turn me into this? I'm gonna kill you, Mikado Sanochi!
Oh my god, bro. I really...
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Mikado Sanochi!
Is something the matter?
Alright.
I can't. I know who the characters are, but I can't voice like it. You know what the problem is? I'm asking why you killed Hajime. This isn't what we agreed to beforehand. You guaranteed us complete safety before setting this up. Hajime's death is a matter of grave concern that we must discuss.
Is that so? To think that you came here at midnight only to discuss such trifling matters.
Trifling?
Are you aware of how risky it is to have 3 people come to the monitoring room at once, even during nighttime? This area is strictly prohibited to all students, including myself.
So why are you here?
If someone were to commit murder while we're in here, all of us would be punished for breaking the rules. Not only would I be spoiled on the culprit in case of strips, but I would be violating the rules themselves. It would be straight up cheating.
Okay, then why are you here?
Let us leave this place tomorrow, and exert ourselves out of this room immediately.
Don't change the subject, Mikado. You'd better give us a reasonable explanation for why you betrayed us.
And if I can't? What will you do? Kill me? Go on then. I won't even put up a fight. Kill me if you'd like. Go on, do it. Did you not want to avenge Mr. Makunouchi's death? But you won't, will you? Because you know that if I die here, the entire plan will be ruined. Besides, it's not as though you can leave this island without me anyway.
Oh gosh.
I was born for this very plan. Thus, I am prepared to die for it at any time as well. But you 3? You've been shaken by something as trivial as Mr. Makunouchi's passing. If you are prepared to take a life, you must be prepared to forfeit your own. I must reiterate. Are you all prepared? Mr. Makunouchi murdered Mr. Kagurumi, but he himself was not prepared to die.
This isn't what we agreed on. That we'd be dying for real.
To die for real. Alright. Let us suppose we proceed with fake murders and executions. Would our plan really succeed? From something so perfunctory? What if the plan fails because of it? What would you do then? This is our last chance. The Foundation is already right on our trail.
The Foundation.
And if this plan were to fail because of your selfish desires to hold on to life, yes, you may be alive and well, but would you truly be living without his powers?
Utsura?
I am simply repeating what you've all told me. This plan demands realism. Even a fraction of an error should not be tolerated. Evaluate the matter carefully once more, but whether my actions were a mere betrayal or a sacrifice for the greater good. Now then, if you understand, let us leave this place. Even for a secret meeting, this place is dangerous. Hurry now, before Monocro finds us.
What are we supposed to do? We couldn't even get a word in, let alone fight with him. I hate to admit it, but Mikado's right. There's no future for us if the plan fails, regardless of whether or not we survive. But is it really worth risking our lives? It won't matter anymore if we're dead. Either way, we'll be facing death. Now's not the time for second thoughts. We joined Void on our own accord, and now we have to do our best in order for this plan to succeed, even if it means our death. So, who's supposed to go next? Hey, maybe we can wait a bit. If I kill now, I'll be dead for sure. I need time to mentally prepare myself. It'd be nice if someone else murdered for us, but would it really be that easy? You know why Mikado united us. Agreed. It will be the same regardless of how we die. Keep the order. I don't know if this will help, but I'll keep an eye on her. Talent-wise, I'm the most suited for the task. Hey, just because it's not your turn doesn't mean... Please, we can't be here for long. Like Mikado said, everything's going to be ruined if someone sees us now. Wait! Every time they mention her name.
Rain, right? Let's go.
I wish it was Ray, but then again I wouldn't want her to suffer through a killing game as well. But then, Teruya is not better either. Kinjo. It should have been Kinjo. Yeah, it should have been Kinjo, and one Kinjo burnt up in flames, and the other one ended up in the killing game. Imagine.
If I remember right, this man was with that
It's okay, I can't even. Okay, wait.
with that mysterious woman the day we first came here. Mikado had launched him into the stratosphere after incinerating the woman.
I was certain that would be the last we'd see of him, and yet, I'm so sad right now. Gosh.
Are you alright? Please wake up.
Oh dear, Miss Sora, please step aside.
Monocro?
This was unexpected.
Do you think things would turn out this way? I cannot say I expected this. But this shouldn't matter too much. I should discuss this with Mr. Sonoji.
Monocro? Who is this guy?
Pay no mind.
It's rather complicated. I will officially introduce him to you all later. For now, I will take him with me.
Take him? Oh! What in the world? What the heck? Wait, bring Teruya back! I want to talk to him!
I just keep saying Ray.
And remind me that Ray is dead once more. Ugh. Yeah, it's probably better. Never mind. Can you kill... No, don't kill Teruya, please!
Can you exchange him with Kinjo?
Yeah, like exchange Teruya with Kinjo or something. I don't care if he's the boss of the Kisaragi Foundation. I mean, yeah, the Kisaragi. Wait, isn't Monocro? Wait, no, he's not an owl. He's a crow. That would be funny if he was an owl, though.
Monocro lifted a man much larger than his size by his two claws and flew up into the sky.
What in the world?
Well, there's no use in just standing here. It's late. I should just go to bed.
Wow. Teruya! Oh my gosh. Look at him. I noticed that Ray still has her black tie. That's what I realized. Like, from her old design, she still has that black tie. Like Teruya has
the
a...
yellow tie.
What? No. See, look. Oh my god, it's completely black. Wait, it's black. Yeah. Ray has a black tie, and Teruya has those rainbows in his goggles. Green-haired guy.
Well, I now know a little more about what happened to the green-haired guy. I don't think it'll be any easier to start a conversation with anyone, considering what happened in the trial. Let's go to sleep for now.
Yeah.
I should wait a day and give everyone the opportunity to cool down before talking with them about this.
Okay.
But I want to meet Teruya! I mean, not just him saying Ray!
Obviously, they're gonna make you meet him in the first chapter.
I mean, obviously, huh? Oh, yeah, huh?
Well,
What do you mean first chapter? This is the second chapter.
Yeah. Why would they make you meet him in the first chapter?
Oh, I mean, no, but... no, I mean, during the beginning of the first... during the beginning of chapter 2.
Okay, let's do that.
But I wanna meet him. I wanna talk to him. Like, maybe he'll tell us stories about Ray or something. Like, I don't know, an explanation on why. Like, maybe an explanation to why Ray cut her hair or something. But it's like, what? I wanna know more. Okay, he's not here yet, but I'm guessing they're updated now. No, they're still this. Oh.
Oh really?
Really? I thought it would be like gray or something.
Dead.
Or just dead. Like, where is? We have one with him. One bond with him. Oh man. But I want to talk to Terra. Or, like, maybe you could say something about Ray or something. Probably just to tell me that she's dead. Thanks for reminding me. Well, why do I have to end it here?
Because you're supposed to be playing chapter 1.
I know. Oh, well. That trial ended, faster than I thought it was. Ow. So that was the first trial. Time. Oh, I wanna meet her. Oh, what the heck? I keep trying. Go to the tile menu, bro.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's Emma.
You should do a challenge. Whoever, like every time we play this, and the outro, whoever appears there, you'll do the outro with the voice.
What?
Imagine.
Oh god, Sora, just saying.
What the heck?
Sora's always cheers.
Yeah. There, okay.
Hold on. Wait, what? Why did these two go in the same? What the heck? I'm so confused. Oh, what the heck? Sorry, I removed this. Why is this so cringe?
Oh, it's good. And left.
Hold on, let me just remove me. Is this right?
No, left.
No, but it looks...
Yeah, it looks funny because there's so much space on the knife. And left.
Is that it? Okay, should be fine. Alright, let's move me again.
Other one moves.
Okay, wait, the other one moves? What do you mean? Okay,
The time spent Shinji will appear as my doom.
Yep. Like he'll just stutter or something. Just kidding. Sorry. I'm not used to voicing the characters without dialogue, bro. I mean, obviously, I can't improvise.
It's training for improv, you know?
What? I don't want to do improv.
But it's fun and you...
Help me. Sorry, I'm gonna want like
That's the old fight, you know?
Why couldn't it be Kinja? Why did it have to be Ray and Teruya?
Because if I died, then the Owl Society would have no heir.
I mean, in 6.5, Ray is like, Kinjo leaving me with all the work. Like, geez, now giving my girl a break and my boy Teruya a break as well. And then they send them into this stupid thing. I sincerely thank you for watching. I don't exactly know how to do Emma's voice yet because I need her sprite, you know. It's such a coincidence that it was Emma that appeared in the screen, isn't it?
Such a pointy dog.
Pointy dog. Pointy dog? Anyway. Thanks for watching. Sorry. Okay. Thanks for watch, and who knows? We'll be playing chapter 2 in the next stream. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. Who knows? Most likely somewhere. But I want to play. I want to meet Teruya.
Join one of these streams.
Okay, fine. Why can't she join an SDRA2 stream? Doesn't she know everything as well? Sadness. This is just me with a British accent. I'm being honest. Akane? Akane? Why Akane?
The British Akane.
What? Why Akane? My voice for Akane is like way higher than that. Huh? The British? Emma's specific voice. I can't. God. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time on the next stream. See you guys. Bye.